Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on a feel-good Friday night. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another show, and I may have just blown your eardrums out, but that's okay. We're excited to go. We're chomping at the bit. The dynamic duo is back at it again. We're ready to take on WWE SmackDown, AEW Rampage. So much to talk about, so much to get into. Who's going where? Who's doing what? Who's tweeting their life away? We're going to talk about it all, folks. So strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Better have a smile on that face. Let's go. Ding, 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 folks. We are live. We are live and back at it again. Like I said, we are rolling along. Completely almost forgot what I was going to say there. But we are rolling along. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. And this is another Friday night. We're ready to get into it. Me and that pretty face have all the action, all the reaction to everything that's going on in the wrestling world. We took a little sabbatical for a couple days, and we're back at it and chomping. So much has happened in 2 days. But, folks, if you didn't know, I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and hopefully on this lovely Friday the 13th, this Feel Good Friday, we can be the ha-ha to your there, you know, and everything. But, so what do you want to talk about first? Because like you said, we've been off.
No, we're getting right into it, man. Let's talk about what everyone's talking about. Mr. Tony Khan.
Meltdown at AEW Central. Someone take this man's phone.
And now listen, let's be clear before we get into all the nonsense. Hello, folks out there. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. You put it all to bed. We're in Friday. The weekend is upon us. We're back tomorrow with Collision and MLW Slaughterhouse. That's right. We're going to do a double duty. Just like tonight, we're going to do a double duty. Pause.
I was going to say, someone's doing a lot of duty on Twitter, but.
Right. There's a lot of duty on Twitter. SmackDown looking crazy tonight. Season premiere of SmackDown on Fox. Triple H is going to be there with an announcement. Rumors of Nick Aldis. Rumors of the trade coming to fruition, which could be Cody, could be KO, so much more. Roman Reigns returns. Like, this is going to be a fun one tonight. But before we get there, we got to talk about
we got some things we got to get out the way here first. Dude.
We got to talk about Tony.
We need to talk about.
We got to talk about the IWC. We got to talk about Tony. We got to talk about the wrestling world. And like Nick said, there is a man out there that should probably be taken away from his phone at this point. Look, dude, I don't even know where to begin. But essentially for me, like part of me is like, damn, like, is this just a promotional stunt to try and get clicks and eyes and views? Or is this actually watching a man spiral out?
I'm of multiple different minds on this, I feel like. Well, because initially, like the bald assholes tweet and everything, I was like, ha, that's pretty funny. All right, he's got some stones on him. I know you even said it was Eric Bischoff. Like, I thought it was that. But, like, the early Eric Bischoff to where, okay, he's maybe taking a shot. Okay, he's got some stones on him.
Yeah.
And it's so fitting and so apropos that Eric Bischoff's the one that really started off with saying, I think this man's just cracking. I think this man might be going through like the 7 stages of grief right now here. I think this is what we saw. This is what we would have seen with 20s Tony Khan on like message boards and everything. I think we're starting to feel that way.
No, I mean, it's crazy to watch. I mean, from one thing after the another has come out, when we can talk to, I'm sure most people who are tuning in have a pretty good idea of what he has said and not said, but we can speak to exactly what came out right up until today. It didn't stop. So we can touch on that. But again, I think like you said, pre-show, you're kind of hyping up, you're feeling good, you're feeling a little big in the britches, and you decide to take a couple little pot shots. Cute, adorable, fun. What has transpired since the ratings came out has been nothing but petulance, childishness, whining, crying. And the funniest thing, Nick, is this channel here. We started this. We built this. Our mission statement was like the wrestling utopia. We want all the opinions. We want to be a melting pot of wrestling fans. and we want to bring everyone together because we just love wrestling. And we can't figure out why there's so much bullshit tribalism. And then you watch this guy light his torch and run to the front of the fucking pack like William Wallace going, freedom! Like, that's what this becomes. Like, this is why there's so much tribalism, is guys like him.
Yeah, but I don't even know with him. Like, I think at this point, even unless you're in that deep in that camp of AEW, I think there's even plenty of AEW fans, if we want to do still halfway call it that, that are even like, all right, Tony, enough's enough. Like, you even see like Bully Ray, who's like, you and your talent put on a great show.
Yeah.
Like, accept it and move on. Like, this man is devastated, which, by the way, for those who don't know, NXT won in the ratings.
It's right here, actually. Our buddy Alexis. So we'll give everyone the visual. I know you were going to read it, so
no, that's fine because I have a different number. But
what do you have?
I have 921 and 609. So
okay, so a little conflated on the NXT side,
right? But that's the thing. Even if you go to the week before, that's when Dynamite had 800 and 57 and won out again. And by the way, again, like we were talking about, the reason we're talking ratings, we didn't want to be here talking ratings, but we're here talking ratings is because AW and Tony Khan especially we had Chris Jericho specifically for a reason.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And I know some people say take it with a grain of salt, and we've always said it. Like, I'd rather be talking about what's happening in the ring and who's coming or going or who's signing where, opposed to
there's so much on Friday Night SmackDown you already named off that we would honestly probably prefer to be here talking about it. Oh my God, Nick Aldis. Oh, did you hear they might bring back Randy Orton for Survivor Series?
Yeah,
or at least they were talking about it. This, that, and the third. Instead, we're out here breaking down. I know you and I were looking at it earlier today of like quarter by quarter breakdowns because this is what they want to constantly. It's constantly field goal posts moving. It's like that tweet of. To where after the ratings came out, to where Tony's like, well, this ends a streak for John Cena and The Undertaker of how they've never been on a show that drew more than 1 million viewers. Like, come on, guy.
Well, listen, like, and again, I think it's the comments that Tony make like that. First and foremost, whether you're a diehard AEW fan, WWE fan, doesn't matter. There's no wrestling fan I bumped into who's like, I fucking hate The Undertaker. I wish he never wrestled. Doesn't matter what. Like, I have diehard AEW fans who are friends who will rock an Undertaker shirt any day of the week. Cena, again, maybe a little more polarizing, but again, everyone kind of acknowledges he was the biggest damn thing in wrestling for a long time. So when you start pot shotting at them, I mean, you're just setting yourself up. You got Adam Copeland debuting in front of less than 2,000 people. Your ratings you barely cracked 600,000 with the big new savior of AEW and the mighty show that you put on. This, people keep saying it was a regular Dynamite, Nick. It's driving me nuts. Oh, they beat a regular old Dynamite. Get the fuck out of here.
Right, but that's the thing. It's field goal post moving and everything. Granted, I just wanted to touch on this, brother. Fluff saying, I hate tribalism. It's okay to like chocolate cake and blueberry pie at the same time. Absolutely.
Sometimes eat them at the same time.
Pause. But by the way, shout out to everybody in the chat. I know we're
gonna get there,
but we'll get there. And then we got the super chats, the super stickers. But back at it here. But it's just they went down in every metric, like significantly. And I get that's where a lot of AEW fans have. So we'll see WWE had to stack the card. Yeah, but you've been kind of asking for them to go head to head and shit. You've been trying to ask them to be competitive. And then when they finally get competitive, why'd you do that? Yo, see, you're just scared of us. This is just us starting to flex.
Yeah, like two of the common things I heard was one, that was a regular Dynamite. Yeah, 3 title matches, the debut of Adam Copeland, which you delayed a week for the record, and a pre-show. You did a fucking pre-show. Let's be real.
Let's not forget that.
Just another day.
First time in the history of us. I know I've been a fan for almost 30 years now. I'm sure you've been about the same time and everything. I've never seen a pre-show for a weekly TV show. Seen it for a pay-per-view. Seen it for a premium live event. Seen it for a special event.
Yeah.
Never seen it for a weekly TV event.
No, it blows my mind. And then the other sentiment I hear a lot, Nick, is, well, and they had a WrestleMania live, a WrestleMania quality show. And I was like, timeout. Have any of y'all seen a WrestleMania? And how
well, did
many...
you see that was intentionally, or I guess allegedly, I should say, of how there's constantly internal names for each NXT taping, and this one was NXT Mania or something like that. There was people floating that bullshit around.
Oh, well, you know, and again, internal joke. Like, I mean, out of context, there is anything. And so what if they were joking about it? But, dude, if they had advertised that Undertaker was going to wrestle Cena, they would have done 4 million. So let's be real. It was Undertaker showed up at the very end. Cena was there in the corner.
But again, though,
it was. So go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, of just following that up, of it, even though that was a bit of flexing, this isn't uncommon for NXT. Because, I mean, going through, so we had Dynamite on the 4th at 800, September 27th, 855, September 20th, 984, which was Title Tuesday, then 888 the week before. NXT did 636, 824, 850, 630, 673. So NXT's still been sometimes right on par with them, sometimes still a little behind. But that's the thing, is they've been nipping at the heels, and it's still. Imagine if this was a Monday Night Raw, though, because now Monday Night Raw might be not Monday Night Raw. It might be Wednesday Night Raw. Of hey down. Tony, how you doing, bud?
Well, November 14th, 17th, whatever it is. 17th. I think it's 17th, my brother's birthday. Yeah, November 17th, Collision will get moved to Friday and go up against SmackDown. You better pick up interest in that show prior to getting there. And again, we'll see what Tony does. We'll see how big Tony goes to try and at least make a dent in SmackDown. Will it help? No, because the WWE is going to do the same, and they're going to flex even harder on a Friday.
I don't even think they need to, because the following week, right after that, they go head-to-head with Survivor Series.
Which they're screwed. We've seen that. Yeah. Their numbers dwindled when they went up against No Mercy.
But I guess back to the original point that we were talking about, is this Tony Khan spiraling? Is this him just he's gone his Eric Bischoff NWO mode of all we're missing is him to come out here with some fucking the elite merch and everything.
Yeah.
Or is this just him it's too much for little Tone?
At first, I kind of thought the Eric Bischoff thing. I threw it out there on Tuesday. But then as we got into today and the tweets about his mom and being at her bedside in the hospital and they were trying to poach because he was there. And then it just opened up all these other like did you not, do this when Hunter had a heart attack? Like just dumb shit. That to me is the snapping. That is him avoiding the facts. The facts are, instead of battling towards the numbers that Raw does on a weekly basis and battling to compete with Raw, you are trying to have a battle with NXT and mad that you didn't get an easy win, that you didn't take on a bunch of nobodies. No offense to them. We just don't know them yet. We're, for the most
He's
part.
Veruca Salt, because on his birthday, he didn't get what he wanted. God damn it. I want to go dead, Shad Khan. You bought me a wrestling company, Daddy. Why don't you give me better ratings?
Right. And that's the one thing his dad can't buy for him is good booking, because he's the booker.
Nobody can do that for him.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, this is insane. And to me, like, it reeks of desperation. A lot of people use that word, that WWE had been desperate. They're not desperate. They barely flexed. They sprinkled. They put a little bit of effort into it just to make sure you knew your place in this world. So what then? Like, what can you really say? You tried your hardest and got 600,000 people. Why did you not get your core audience of 800? Oh, we were on a different night. So what? If you're a diehard fan, you find that shit. Let's go. Like, you give me all the fucking excuses you want in the world. You have to worry about what your product's delivering and the numbers you're putting out.
Is this, and I know I see all the chat and I clicked on a few
so
we can acknowledge you while we're still talking and everything, but is this the threshold point for AEW of you kind of have to almost kind of acknowledge this of, all right, maybe something's going on here that we might need to talk about and fix here? Because I mean, like I said, to bring up, like, respectfully, to where Tony's about how this is personal now and this is why I hate them with every fiber of my soul and stuff like that. Like,
fans.
That's him on a message board in his early 20s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at here.
Yeah, and it sounds like you forget this guy's older than me, for fuck's sake. Like it is crazy to listen to and to read of just the delusions. And we saw it. Like, listen, you and I have watched every minute for what, 18 months now, 19 months now, maybe 20. Did we get to 20 months?
Maybe, I don't know.
And we've watched every minute of AEW TV. And I would argue that 2022 they were doing some good things. Late 2022 they kind of fell off. 2023 has not been a good year for them. Now they had some big moments like Wembley, but Wembley could have been better. And all we've heard from Tony is best ever, best ever, best ever. And it's like watching that guy fuck something up, and you're like, hey, can I help you? I got it. No,
yeah, but even still, there is a glimmer of hope, though. That's the thing, and that's what we still constantly, like you've said before, why we always, this is Tony. Welcome to reality here. That's why, like, I love someone pitched the idea of Bully Ray and Eric Bischoff doing a podcast together, and I love Bully's response to it, because he's like, I don't think the wrestling community could take that much honest truth.
Right. And listen, I appreciate a lot of what Bully has to say. Eric's funny because Eric resembles a lot of his criticism.
It's so funny to me, though, like, of how
wait a minute,
two people that I feel like I have still, when it comes to pro wrestling, fundamental / issues with are the ones that I'm like, you're talking the actual sense here.
Real quickly, we're about halfway through the pre-show here, so I'm just going to quick on. Ronnie gave us a like. How you doing, Ronnie? Good to see you. New York's back in the house. C Money's with us. Chambers is back. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you.
What up?
Damien, the leader of the Hopium tribe, tried and true. Todd, let's wait and see. I like that one. King Jordan's back.
We got KJ on KJ action, lad.
Right. Larry Mack is good to see you. Who else we got? Alexis, we already touched on. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Use the super chat. Kevin's in the house. Richard's back at it. We'll get to that long ass one in a second, Richard.
That's KJ's version of you can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at. If I missed you, use the super chat.
I hate the tribalism. We got that from Fluff. We're good to see you as well, brother. Matt,
you went full Hulk Hogan there. What you gonna do, brother?
What's up, brother? Dwight's back in the house. Who left our friend Luna a little perplexed with the...
I still can't figure out whether this is a Pikachu costume or a Bowser costume in his profile picture.
Bowser-ish because of the thing. I don't know. What's up? Good to see you, Dwight. Jeff, if I haven't said that yet. And
we're in the best of times. We're in the blurst of times when it comes to pro wrestling right now. Honestly,
we
have. Well, that's the thing. Is honestly, if we wanted to even switch gears, Tony Khan is not the only delusional wrestling owner that we could talk about. Honestly.
Oh my God, Becky, are we going to talk about Billy?
Billy Corgan, who sits there and bashes YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. We like being on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the super chats, everything. Yeah, just goes at them and then says he has TV deals, but. I can't say what TV deals. Yeah. Nothing.
Well, it was that. I mean, he talked about his product and stuff. And again, another product that you and I watched adamantly. We were big fans. We told all of our listeners, do not miss NWA pay-per-views. You might not get to see their weekly shows. We almost
were here covering Powers.
Yeah, we liked NWA and the direction it was going, and then it took a hard left.
Oh boy, howdy.
Woo! So it went left, and like even the thing about Tyrus today of like he was trying to tell a story. What was the story?
The best comment, and I know I sent that to you on purpose because I saw that. Because the absolute best comment on that, by the way, as I really transform a Bumblebee outfit. So I guess Autobots roll out.
Wow, Autobots roll out.
But the absolute best comment on that of Tyrus was trying to tell a story at NWA 75. And the very first comment underneath is just, was it a bedtime story? Because he put me to sleep.
Yeah, what was the story? The story of the planet Tyrus?
It's the never-ending story. That's what he was.
And listen, Tyrus had good moments in his career. But we watched it. We have a clip of it. It's one of our most clicked on things out there. One of our busiest shorts because it's ridiculous. What was the story he was trying to tell? I can't move anymore. I need to sit down.
It was Jurassic Park because he moved like a dinosaur. Dun, 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 dun. I like this of James saying more like a hard right with Tyrus.
Yeah, amen.
More
amen.
like an alt right.
Sorry, my Canadian should have known better there.
Right. Rocco, Triple H will most likely announce a new night for SmackDown.
I don't think so.
The rumor is allegedly that it's going to be Nick Aldis as the GM of Friday Night SmackDown.
Now, that might not even be his announcement, but apparently we are getting a GM of SmackDown. I like GMs if done properly. I think AEW needs a GM. Fuck, does it ever?
They need a PR team. They need a whole lot of staffing. They need a PR team. They need a handler.
Yeah, there's a story going around today of like, AEW doesn't have any protocols for this. No fucking shit. You've had your wrestlers, your owner, everybody, your referees, just fucking fighting with the internet.
Imagine if Twitter existed in WCW in 2000 with Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, Scott Steiner, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, Jesus H. Christ.
Well, and then on the other side, you got guys like Triple H and Sean Waltman and The Rock. Like, got nobody that was a loss for words.
HBK.
HBK would have been great on Twitter back in the day. Drunk, just fuck
that's
you.
Gonna be that should be our question or our poll for the night of who would have been the best on Twitter in the Attitude Era or in the 90s between WCW and WWE.
No, it's insane. And that's part of it. And I know, we talk about we have a very we've always welcomed difference of opinions. Within our team, we have difference of opinions. Luna Havoc was here last night.
Within the show, we have difference of opinions.
Yeah, like Luna's a big AEW fan. She likes that product more than I do, at least right now. And Anthony and we all know how much they love Impact. And I did, I felt like some of the sentiment last night when we weren't here was, poor Tony, how much can a guy take before he snaps? And I honestly feel like he's done it to himself. Like, it's not like people were like, literally, you're a celebrity, you're going to get pot shots. Like, right now, if you pick whoever you think the hottest celebrity on the fucking planet is.
Or if you're Logan Paul, you're going to get mic shots from Dylan Danis.
Maybe.
We did talk that.
But if you put out, the most attractive person on the planet, whoever that may be, puts out an Instagram post right now, they're going to get some hate on that. If you're good at what you do, if you're in the public eye, you're going to take some shit. Fuck, we take shit just for being here. Like, so the fact that the idea that, Tony can only take so much, they're just fans. You got to ignore them. Like, you can't do that.
I don't even think it's fully that. And I get with it's the whole fans thing, but to me, it's more of even how the loyalists like Meltzer and Alvarez, the dirt sheet loyalists that are either they're rats that are trying to get off a sinking ship or something here, are just have instantly turned and said AEW's cold of, this, that, and the third of they have really just no, it was Alvarez who started the whole thing that someone should take Tony Khan's phone away.
And Alvarez also said it's much the opinion of the people within AEW that Tony's phone should be taken away or he should stop it because they're taking flack, right? Like people we are going out of our way to you're almost inciting people saying, well, Soraya sucks and this one sucks and that one sucks because you are challenging that, right? Like when you make stupid comments about John Cena and The Undertaker, and then not realize that you set that record, broke that streak for about 15 people in the last 2 years.
Well, and it's so weird with this. It's just weird across the board because I feel like there's so much, with too many Chiefs and or too many Indians and not enough Chiefs when it comes to AEW because I know this is a slight tangent, but have you seen people online saying, because remember I mentioned before how we had Chris Jericho, the demo god, right? The only time that AEW went over NXT in the demo, which even then, if you even look at their quarter by quarter hours, everything across the board, AEW was not doing well, not even close, and if anything was going down. But was the last 3 minutes of Chris Jericho's match,
Mhm.
the
Yep.
Adam Cole, Roderick Strong segment, and the start of the OC match.
What was
Because
on
Chris
NXT?
Jericho was on screen for 3 minutes. They're like, "We'll see, it's the demo god." That's the fan base
Yeah,
that right now is rallying behind Tony,
yeah.
just tweeting out kind of nonsense at this point.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I had a couple exchanges over the last couple days with people online in regards to I'm not picking a side. I want them to fight. I want to sit back and eat the popcorn and watch these guys go for 12 rounds.
It's the thing though, is that's what we were doing here on Tuesday night. If we literally were like, it was like calling fucking like two titans going at it. It's okay, so this is going here, this is going here. We even for the first hour preferred Dynamite over NXT because that's when it was just nothing but promo while we were getting Danielson and Swerve going at it. And then it just, they cross streams there. And according to the Ghostbusters, you never cross streams.
Yeah. But you know what I think? Like, I mean, you and I talk a lot about trying to, when people are trying to increase engagement and numbers and viewership. And we've talked about it about, other people that do what we do. And, they get a little down and out that they don't do the numbers that we do. But we wake up every morning and ask ourselves, each other, we don't wake up together, folks, just for the record.
Well, I mean, what are you talking about, big boy?
Do something strange.
Do something strange for a little piece of change. Why do you think me and this man spend so much time together?
Why do you think I smile so much? But that
you never see my hands. You never see my hands.
Pause the fuck on all of that. But that's what we wake up the next day and we were like, what can we do better? What can we change? What can we do to develop? What can we do about our number? I don't give a fuck about anyone else's number. And I feel like that's the Tony Khan approach that's missing right now is you have to ask yourself, why did we only get 600,000? Why did we only get 850,000 the week before that? Why can't we hit 1 million?
But so here, I'll say this real quick as we're about 2 minutes now, under a minute now here. So I'll say this real quick and you can answer me on a commercial break here as we're about to kick off with Friday Night SmackDown. We're done talking about AEW till Rampage for the most part.
Good luck.
But, good luck. But that's the thing. Was this a day of reckoning? Was this a sobering moment for AEW of really, okay, that for it to succeed and do what you were talking about, it needs to be that. It needs to be one of those moments of, all right, so what did we do? It needs to be a come to Jesus, come to whatever deity you pray to moment of what are we doing that can up this, or what do we need to dial shit back like we talked about and go to smaller arenas?
You need to look at your roster and assess it because look, Tony,
you run the same arenas as Raws and SmackDowns and draw the same numbers and attendance as NXTs and
we're ignoring all the flaws
and shit.
We're ignoring all the blemishes, all the flaws, and I think that's what he should just be quiet, go about his business, and let it flourish. I said it to somebody this week of, man, I miss, like, I was, a semi-interested wrestling fan when AEW came aboard. By the way, I'm getting the PG. I'm getting then. So
I'm getting a Planet Fitness ad. I don't know if that's
you tell
just
me
personally at me or what. If it is, I feel offended. I feel attacked. I feel threatened for my life.
I got Zen on my screen right now.
Choking Jungle Boy around me. I'm fear for my life.
All right. I got Zen on my screen. There you go. So if you guys are syncing up, we are on Zen now.
Yes, we're like.
There you go. So we're neck and neck. We are kicking off the show, and Nick, we might have to be a little quiet during this opening segment because I want to catch the pot shots because Triple H is going to sneak some in.
Well, no, we can do it. We'll just have to talk like the game. We just have to end everything like this. It's kind of like macho, but it's more than easily. As I've got the drone flying through, and I still, for the life of me, keep forgetting that they have Kevin Patrick on Friday Night SmackDown. He seems like it's bring your kid to work day. From Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are live for SmackDown. Make sure you get in that chat. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. Be a part of the family. The champ is here, and the streaming champs are right here, ready to go again. It's going to be a fun one. Big Nick, get in that chat. And remember, folks, if you want to stand out, super chat, super sticker, or become a member like Gilly did.
Right, absolutely. Or even then, I know it's coming around spooky season and everything like that, so you can, get your, your fresh T-shirt from our merch store and everything like that. You can I want to see if anyone's going to sit there and try and beat us as a Halloween costume. I know that's very much fucking ego. I know at least if Louis is listening at all. I know Louis, who we've talked to in the chat and everything like that. I feel like he could do a mean, probably Big Nick costume if he really want to. I know that's ego shit. But
I'm going as KO for Halloween this year.
Or you mean as every day? You said last night. Did
sir, you catch
that?
Okay, I was going to say.
Yes, I did. That's why I even said, I do the whole Road Dogg intro, so I guess I'm fucking Road Dogg now.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess I'm the ass man, which I'm okay with.
Pause on that.
I'll own it.
No, don't own it. I don't want to own
it. But that makes Anthony Triple H, Luna, I think is super fitting for Sean Waltman, Xbox. Like she's our Xbox for sure. Like we need break it down.
I got everything I ever wanted, and I'll never get that back.
Screw you, Eric Bischoff. Yeah, that's Luna.
Yeah. As we've got John Cena looking like a Gulf gas station right now, about to cut a promo. Everybody's losing their mind on SmackDown.
The crowd is on their feet.
Tonight's a big night. This is big. Is it interesting that this is somehow the season premiere of when do we ever know that it's the season finale?
They don't really talk about a season finale ever. I've never heard it in all my years. This is season finale.
As John Cena, by the way, just welcome to the season premiere. Just the most he's
back. He's back and wasting no time. The tribal chief is up.
Well, you've heard people say that this, instead of the Roman versus AJ match at Saudi, it could be Roman versus John Cena,
which makes a lot of sense. Maybe you get something like LA Knight in his corner. Maybe we're still setting up LA Knight. We haven't forgot about LA Knight. I want LA Knight to get some love.
LA Knight versus Jimmy on the card or something.
Maybe. Yeah, LA's take on
or Solo.
Jimmy, yeah.
But
they're here and they're Jimmy-less. I heard it after I said it, folks.
Right? Yeah, 100%. Just so you know, KJ White is Jimmy-less. But why does Roman keep making shirts I want to fucking buy? I already have enough black t-shirts. I'm wearing because it's Friday the 13th. I'm wearing a damn Jason Voorhees hockey jersey here. But this greatness on another level with the GOAT, with his logo right in the center. Fire, my guy.
He's got a list of t-shirts.
Oh, greatness amongst you. Sorry.
Yeah, even better.
Well, I know it was a year or two ago to where everyone, it was,
sorry.
But if you were, going to Thanksgiving, you had to wear a head of the table shirt.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's hilarious. Anthony questioning our decision. I thought you were asking if he was here. I'm like, nope, Cena.
Not quite.
But yeah. Maybe I got to trade. Do we trade? I don't know. I just figured if he's Road Dogg, then I'm the ass man. This is how it goes. So Anthony is our leader.
What now? What?
I ran out of the shower butt naked. Butt naked. Kind of the grammar's funny. With a towel. I heard the chief. There's so much wrong with that statement.
Now, am I weird that I'm asking if you do that for us too? If you hear that word live before?
Apparently not. He was in the shower during the he just got out.
I mean, well, wait now. So now you listen to us in the shower. What are you doing while you listen to us in the shower?
Emoji a little different. It hits different.
Right. Well, we've got A Johnson out here. Just I'm trying to communicate with you, sir.
We love you too.
Sign language. Pause. Paul Riss is in heaven now. Yeah, well, actually, I'm trying to notice now. Has he dyed his hair back a little bit?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
That's
the
what I'm
article
looking
going
for.
around.
That's the thing is, I think you could say Roman Reigns got a bigger reaction coming out than John Cena.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's close. It's a lot closer than it used to be.
And it should be. You want your current star.
Oh, yeah. Well,
you kind of want it.
But even then, is Roman Reigns kind of not like he's really starting to get to be, dare we say, the LeBron James of WWE?
Bro, you're going to cause fingers to type.
But hey, if Tony Khan can do it, I can do it. So I'll go on record and say LeBron James, or hey,
wait.
Roman Reigns is the LeBron James of pro wrestling.
That is interesting take, man. Listen. We're getting
it's a very divided crowd here.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I do. The walrus, the Polaris has very much died. He's very just for a man. He's literally day.
He's giddy as shit. This grown-ass man is like a kid in some kind of store.
But that's what makes this so work. That's what makes this work so much, is because and Paul pays attention to everything. It's much like MJF, if they pay attention to the minute that they are on screen, everything matters.
Yeah.
Tulsa. Chat, acknowledge us.
No, so Roman's back again, guys. When this is where, honestly, what we talked about in the pre-show about Tony. I mean, if they took what we're getting tonight and moved it to a Wednesday, it would annihilate the number, and that's just facts, guys. And look at the level, and for the haters of Roman. You listen to this crowd. You listen to this building right now. He is on that level. Undeniable.
This 100%. And that's the thing, is really, there is no one right now in AEW that could step toe to toe with either men right now in the ring. Mm-hmm. And I'm in promo. Max is probably your best shot. But even that, I feel, is a little bit of, it's getting wobbly.
A little bit of a downward flex, but he's a young guy, man. What's he going to be like at 30?
Oh, yeah, it's nowhere to go, but 100%. Trust me, I'm the man with the scarf. I 100% back Max.
What's up, Jim Ross? I had to look twice. The Alabama thing was a giveaway. So
yeah, the Alabama thing. Yeah. You do better if you use Oklahoma, sir.
Right, but throwing up a lot of trophies. Thank you, Jim. Reigns versus Cena is old news. What's old is new again. It's been a minute. Plus, your Roman needs to erase that whole, it's a promo, kid.
It's called a promo, kid. If you want to be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to cut one.
You kind of want Roman to have a nice
But that's the thing, is if you really, people want to nitpick, like I said, much like I said earlier, of he's the LeBron James of pro wrestling. People want to skip past the fact that, look at Roman's two greatest rivals that he's had. Is Brock Lesnar. Granted, yes, some of it didn't go so great, but some of the newest stuff has been the greatest stuff. And him and Cena is just, it's the newer version of Rock Cena.
Absolutely.
I'm about to throw a curveball. Adrenaline.
You just said, who knows? I'm not here to challenge you. I'm here to acknowledge you.
What the fuck?
100. 1,138 days with the championship. Oh,
but no, it's so funny now that you said about it's called the promo, kid. If you want to be the big dog, you're gonna have to learn how to cut one. Or like, I want to see that spliced right over top of this. Yeah. I'm here to acknowledge you. 1,000, like, it's so crazy. It's so turned on its head.
But I think that's the obvious growth and evolution of Roman Reigns, the Paul Heyman version of Roman Reigns. And at this point, again, you got to give the devil his due. All three. Hey. We're not fucking around.
Hey, no. Yeah.
Go. Trips is like, flood doors open, Tony.
Right. Right now, honestly, respectfully, if I was in Hunter's shoes, if I was in Sean's shoes, I got him on the ropes now. Fucking
thumb on Ant.
Well, and it's not saying we don't want there to be ultimate opportunity.
No, I want it.
One of those of just A, it's a business, and B, maybe this is your come to Jesus moment, Tony.
Well, if it forces WWE to stack Tuesdays, stack Fridays, stack whatever, and then it forces Tony to recalibrate.
We win as wrestling fans.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Think about it. We ended AEW Dynamite with Edge on one screen and The Undertaker on the other.
Well,
what the fuck?
Yeah. And remember, folks, like, there was a time that Raw was this shitty taped show that we just got on Mondays that wasn't very good. It was in a, you know, that
is LA Knight getting the biggest pop out of everyone?
All of them. All three. They're going fucking insane. Even Roman's making faces like, who the fuck is this guy?
This man hasn't even touched a microphone. He is just standing in a ring, and Roman's just like,
who, him?
Really? Him? That guy? That guy? That's the one you choose?
Right. Now, there are criticisms about Roman, but again, what he does when he's here.
Let me talk to you.
Off. Listen to that fucking pop. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's so funny because everyone was talking about how Dwayne might upseat Cody for who's going to take the belt off Roman. I think a new challenger has entered the arena. I think if I'm Cody, LA Knight's a guy who could. He's got Daniel Bryan vibes of he's going to get hot and just they're going to run with it.
Do you remember when Sammy got super over heading into Montreal and shit? And we kept saying they got to find a very creative way to make sure that Cody doesn't step on it, because if he steps on it, the fans are going to turn on him. LA's done the same thing now. He is so over, man. And I'd be totally for this man walking out next week, any week, with the belt on his shoulder. Like, I'm okay with it.
Is it more believable? And I know this is, you're going to have to put your Canadian aside here. Is it more believable that LA Knight could beat Roman for the belt than Sammy could have beat Roman for the belt?
Right now,
space and time included.
Yeah, LA overall, like as far as holding the belt, being the title guy, being like that face of the company, to me, LA's more of a natural at that. And that ends up being like, you know, I love Sammy with all my heart, but oh my God.
Holy as we're just getting deafening. What? LA Knight chants.
Damn.
And Roman's getting the Dom treatment of he can't talk without fucking they say your name. This is still though some of the best Roman work that he's done. Like I would put his attitude. I think why people want to put him versus his cousin Dwayne is because you now see them as on par versus one putting the other over.
Yeah. Who the hell do you think you are standing in my ring right now?
And that's Kevin Dunn and your Bucky Bucktooth Beaver fucking shit. He gets the reflection of Roman in LA Knight sunglasses on camera.
Tell me you can't make that into the poster.
Oh, 100%.
How beautiful is that idea?
Absolutely. Well, folks, now you've heard it first. So
idea.
If that happens, we can gimmick infringement WWE. Point ahead, look smart.
LA is 10 times hotter than Stone Cold in 1998. Not accurate.
Russian has been a minute.
Yeah, what's up, Rush?
Yeah.
Jimmy!
As Jimmy shows up to take out LA Knight, and Roman looks like he doesn't approve.
Well, Roman looks befuddled.
As LA Knight just dumps Jimmy out here.
Oh, wait. Jimmy went. And look, this is how you set this up, right?
We're going to get ourselves a tag team match, player. I feel holla, holla, holla.
There we go. Uh-oh, Jimmy's coming back. And what is John Cena doing?
He's just the hip-hop, the hype and dance man.
They pay me just to be here. Oh, Roman rolling out.
As Solo's just eyeing down LA. So maybe that's what we get. We got LA's got to go through Solo. Yeah, so that's what it was. It was John Cena saying, I get you're trying to, you want me to face you for the belt, but you give it to LA here. Oh, Solo's going back in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
I feel like that's what we're going to get tonight is Solo versus LA Knight. Tonight, as Solo challenges LA Knight tonight.
Okay. I feel like we saw this, but okay. I'm okay with it.
We haven't seen it as a singles, I don't think.
You might be right. Yeah.
Ow, for all those of you who don't speak moron. You want to come on down?
Yeah.
Calm down. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Todd said he's not quite there. He's over his fuck.
This is starting to get to like when you had the Attitude Era. You had guys like Stone Cold, The Rock, Hunter, Taker, Kane, etc. Like you could run through a depth of a roster of like, all right, well they could go, well they could do it. Like think about it. We're already like Cody, KO, LA. I guess Cena's back for a hot minute. That's 4 names just off the rip.
The boss will be here.
It's all about the game, and I am playing.
All it says is he has a message, by the way. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Like, what are we going to do?
Hey, Tony, suck it.
Right?
That's his message.
That's what it should be.
And Tony. And just what's up?
Just up next, we're getting the return of Pretty Deadly. Hashtag Elton Strong taking on the Brawling Brutes.
Is that a fucking thing?
Yes! It's a hashtag Elton Strong. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.
I was gonna say, I remember when Rockwell, yeah.
Tag
team Saturday.
No shit, that's even funnier. Tag team match. No, we're getting a solo singles match.
No, I think it's a tag match.
Are they doing a tag match?
Yeah, I believe.
Oh, that was gonna be Solo versus LA straight up.
No. That's not the match I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about with Pretty Deadly versus the Brutes. Yeah, I believe that's a singles match between Solo and LA Knight. I wires crossed.
That's fine. By the way, we are in a commercial break. For those tuning in right now, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, be a part of the family, be a part of the fastest growing channel out there. We're having a lot of fun bringing you all these streams. What an insane kickoff to this show, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. 100% and it's interesting so we're following a stacked NXT, which let's be honest, it was stacked, but we're following up with the season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown. And I'm sure if Monday Night Raw wasn't this week, it's going to be next week. The season premiere of Monday Night Raw, which I still find interesting. How do you feel if after all of this time, like literally as long as you and I have been pro wrestling fans, Monday Night Raw may not be on Monday nights?
It's weird. It's kind of up there with the idea like, all right, well, Vince not completely in control of his own company. That was one of those mind-blowing, like, man, we're getting old. Things are changing. Raw moving from Mondays would blow my mind. But imagine they ran Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
They might go Friday, but imagine, I was thinking if they ran right through the middle of the week, left Monday, Friday alone.
Ooh, interesting. Right? I think would that not, I'm going to say this weirdly, I feel, would it not be a little bit of a concession of I think they do Fridays because Fridays people are out and everything like that. If there's not a game on, or even if you're at a bar or whatever, they'll probably maybe have at least SmackDown on in like one far TV, and you've got, you know, whatever fucking football game, a hockey game, this, that, and a third on as well.
Right.
So I think that's Friday. It works better of people are home. There's no major sports that I know that normally run Fridays. So now with Monday Night Raw, it was always tied to Monday Night Football. That's part of why they knew they'd take the hit, but that's why they booked it then, because, well, they just anticipate people are going to get together around that time.
Right.
So, like I said, that would be historic to me if it's the first time Monday Night Raw just completely moves versus more people move to Mondays to try and go at Raw. Raw might move to a different time slot.
Right. I don't know how I feel about this one, but KJ looks like Rick Rubin in the studio with the background tonight. There you go.
100%. I'm a fan of Rick Rubin. And why do you think I always constantly sit under this man's learning tree? Pause. That sounded all sorts of wrong.
Pause away.
Well, on that note, then.
LA Knight versus Roman needs to happen. Juan, welcome back. By the way, everyone else I see popping in here, welcome back as well. Jordan Smith's in the house. Dale, good to see you. Vin, MDB. Wow, we're getting a very over-the-top entrance for Pretty Deadly. Hashtag Elton Strong. LA is good, but his promos need work. He can go, but what are you seeing isn't good. Yimmy, kind of a little all over the place. I think he gets a little stumbly at times with his promos. I won't deny that. As Pretty Deadly coming back out. But listen, I think he's great. And to me, I miss the LA Knight types, like the Austin types. Especially going through the 90s into the 2000s, you had so many people that interacted with the audience in such a positive way. That's what made the show. That's what got people over. So the fact that you have somebody like LA Knight doing that and actually incorporating the fans, having a catchphrase, that kind of shit, it works really, really well. So, yeah, maybe not perfect, but I mean, he got the loudest of the pops to open the show tonight. Monday Night Raw is as old as me. There you go, bro. I hear you. Cody could beat LA for the title if he wanted to. Only fighting Roman is just lame. Roman should lose to LA, who has surpassed Cody in popularity. Interesting take. I mean, Vin, there's an argument to be had there, right? Like, okay, Cody wants to finish the story. It's building to the main event. That's what we're going to do. But I mean, at the end of the day, what do you do if LA Knight is on fire? What do you do if more people want to see LA Knight finish Cody's story for him? It's a tough one. They better have a compelling way to get in and out, right? Like right now, LA has all this momentum, all this buzz. Him going up against Roman, losing, and then kind of getting cast aside is going to not go well. Shaniversary better get a good amount of time. Probably it will, I imagine, a little bit. They've been good with the women, Keyshawn. Roddy's neck is Elton Strong. I like that, C-Money. Sucks that everything is held up to this Cody story because Knight should win it, but he won't. Yeah, a little bit. And I think part of that problem, Boston, is nowadays fans seem to know so much or seem to think they know so much about the direction of wrestling. Where are they going? What are they going to look at as far as their direction goes? We know so much that it kind of takes a little bit of the pop out of the moments of like, we knew they were going to do that because it's been reported for 2 months. I think that's why when we do get surprised and things that we don't expect happen, like Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso winning the tag titles. I know people bagged on it a little bit. But to me, it was unexpected. I didn't think they would do that. So it came out of left field. I liked it. And I like what they're doing together as being a completely different duo than I expected. But get your predictions in for the match that's currently on, folks. Like I said, we got the Brutes. We got Pretty Deadly. It's rolling. And Pete Dunne stomping on some hands. And yes, he is always Pete Dunne to me. LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. JV, not a bad show, but Seth's got his own problems, and we got a lineup kind of forming for him as well. LA versus Roman, to me, is a better fit overall. We're going for a beat to the Bowery. Brutes for the win. I'm going to take Pretty Deadly for the win. We do remember, this is going back. Ridge Holland was the one that put Elton on the shelf. It wasn't really his fault. A very big back body drop. Elton over-rotated coming down, didn't flatten out, and caught his shoulder. A lot of fans were like, Ridge should retire. Shit happens. It wasn't really Ridge's fault. Ridge did his job. Might have, nudged him in the wrong, a little bit unbalanced, setting him up. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a back body drop. So I think they pin Ridge. One of them pins Ridge. Ridge are going the opposite way. Ridge pins Kit. Butch needs knee pads. Larry saying pause. Welcome back, Larry. Dun, dun, dun. Roman is boring because he won't lose until at least Royal Rumble, and he probably not even at Mania. You know what, Mark? My instinct, my knee jerk to that comment is, again, kind of going back to what I said. If we didn't, I feel like when, Stone Cold or The Rock or Cena, going back 5, 6, 10, 20 years, because we didn't know as much as fans, they might have had it written down or thought of, like, Stone Cold will not lose the belt until this point. But the fans were less in the know, so even when he had a long title run, it never felt as boring. I think part of us are a little jaded in that regard because we know the story, or we think we know the story. Yeah, if he defends at WrestleMania just to drop the belt, we kind of saw it coming. But every once in a while, they pull a rabbit out their hat, and we get something a little bit different. So, again, it's a tough one. I don't think he's boring. It's just, again, I think you struggle to get into his storylines because the assumption going into just about every single one of them is he's going to win this, right? There's not many in the last year or so. WrestleMania this year, a lot of people thought he was going to lose, right? But outside of that, there hasn't been a whole lot of Roman might lose this month. And then he goes long times without defending. What else we got? Jim Ross returns. Bring him back. Let's go. I love JR. You give JR one more run, even if you put him on NXT so he can just stay in Florida and work at wholesale or full sale. KJ, I keep thinking bigger picture. Rhea cashes in on Roman and dethrones him with Shock the World. I still have this thought that they switched out the cases. Lexus might need context on that. Don't give me a lame duck story 5 months later and tell me the finishes of the Bloodline story. That's BS. Story ended when Roman went missing. There's parts in there that I'm with you on, right? 5 months later, again, I think Roman leaving after SummerSlam, it didn't help. And I get it. It's his contract. What can we say? I do not love it as a wrestling fan. I don't think he should have to defend the belt every month. I don't think he has to be on every pay-per-view. I think you have enough talent to do it without him, and they've proven that. But yes, I mean, the story gets cold. The story gets uninteresting. And again, a lot of them do feel a little bit lame duck. We kind of know where they're going because there's this preordained situation. I think it'd be amazing if they could shock the world at Survivor Series or a Royal Rumble, shock the world and have him lose that belt before Mania. Why did Swerve lose the number one contenders match after beating Hangman? I get Hangman is buried, but still, I don't get it. Keyshawn, I'm with you. Again, you'll have to ask Tony Khan, but right now Tony Khan's spending more time worrying about WWE than worrying about AEW. So, again, it's something I don't quite understand. I really, really want Swerve to get a push. I think Swerve's an outstanding talent. I think he's a great guy in and out of the ring. I want to see more Swerve involved in stuff that matters. Again, I think he loses because Bryan Danielson's the bigger name, and that's what Tony's looking for right now. No offense to Swerve, it's Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever. What's up, Brett? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yo, CJ, what's up? Pretty for the win. You're so pretty. Better three-man, JR, Booker, and Vic, or JR, Tony, Excalibur? Put JR with Booker. Vic might have to either sit middle or go up. Maybe Vic could take Kevin Patrick's spot. I like Vic. He's doing all right. A little dry, a little. He plays it super straight. I don't mind. I know a lot of people don't love Booker T, but I think he's okay. He knows a lot of the talent. He knows what's going on. He's obviously a Hall of Famer. By the way, Ridge is on absolute fire right now. Oh, gut buster. Knight will never be champion until he get a mid-title first. Bonkers, you may be accurate, right? You know, he takes a swing at Roman, fails, and then, ends up with a U.S. title run. Again, to me, it's not necessarily about all the titles. It's give this man relevancy. Give him storylines that matter. There's a lot of opportunity, and we've seen it in the past a lot. You give two guys a really good storyline. You let it run for 6-8 months, and you let them hate each other. You let them one-up each other over a series of matches and moments, and that's what you don't need the belt. But, yeah, LA deserves something. Like, you listen to the pop LA Knight got in that building tonight. John Cena's in the ring. Paul Heyman's in the ring. The Bloodline's in the ring. Roman Reigns right in the middle of it all. LA Knight got the biggest pop of anyone tonight. Oh, Butch getting dropped on the apron. Ridge. Oh. Elton down. Pretty Deadly is pretty boring. I don't know how I feel about Pretty Deadly, Alexis. I was surprised they got the call up as quick as they did. But I could see what the company sees in them. If you're looking for a smarmy, annoying, gimmicky heel team, they got something there. But I don't know if I love them.
Is this where I show up with smarmy, annoying, but I don't know if I love them?
Dude, I don't even have a witty comeback for that.
Exactly, 100%. I found my moment to strike, and goddamn it, I Luke Skywalkered that shit.
Oh shit!
I got to roll up right now from Mountain 1, 2, 3. Yes, Pretty Deadly, the Fashion Police. The Maximum Male Models pick up the 1, 2, 3.
Well, that's it. Pretty Deadly for the dubs. And I thought, on the big.
And he comes back in the wheelchair.
Do you understand? Like, how do you feel about Pretty Deadly?
Blue Steel. Is that an option? Blue Steel.
Right, Blue Steel. Magnum.
Right. Now, if I'm going to go tinfoil hat, is the wheelchair a shot at Roderick Strong? Of much like how the big wheels were a shot at The Undertaker coming out in his motorcycle?
Right. He doesn't like pushing anyone but OC and Darby. And John Moxley.
I personally, I'm starting to become a fan of OC because I liked how, if you noticed, when he came out of that match, he was looking at the fucking belt like, God, I'm like,
yeah, like I'll never lose
this
again. Yeah, maybe that's something. Like, I remember on stream arguing with you about the validity of Orange Cassidy, and I guess
he's going against Ospreay. So let's be honest.
Well, yeah, but that definitely helped. By the way, we're getting a replay of the return of
Carito. Tony Khan tweets in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Should they just change the name to All Tweet Wrestling?
All Tweet Wrestling. I'm good with that. Welcome to
that was coming soon to the merch store. Is
Right?
All Tweet Wrestling.
We don't get any more matches or TV shows. It's just the wrestlers tweeting at each other.
Well,
And then
we just got to put the X in it. We can do the X. Like, yeah, bring it down.
Oh, there's Carito.
It is. What in the name of like Attitude Era, or not even Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression era going on? As we got Bobby squaring up with Carito, and Carlito looking big as hell. But we've got Carlito. We've got, like Anthony and Luna saw last night with Impact, we've got Vladimir Kozlov back in pro wrestling.
Dude,
we've got Santana with the Cobra, John Cena. We've got John Cena. Now we are very much in the Ruthless Aggression return era.
I died. I popped. I was like, wait, is that? No, it is. Vladdy's back.
Carlito's very first match back on SmackDown versus Bobby Lashley. They'd honestly probably would, out of everyone that's, as he gets jumped by the Prophets.
This is good, though. I like this.
100%.
Especially you're trying to build these guys. Like,
it's so weird that they had that awkward of like, I don't know, dog. Like,
no.
Kind of like we're on the outs for no reason.
Yeah. That was a waste. It was a waste of time for me that you didn't have to take that step. It was an unnecessary step to the left, right? It was like an unnecessary shuffle. Just run it out. Right?
Yeah. Shout out to Chase and Jordan back there, actually, with Adam Pearce.
Pearce back there still holding on to his position, apparently.
Oh, but could we get to? So with Adam Pearce, so if we're playing my GM mode, now we've got Nick Aldis as the SmackDown GM. Who do you put Raw GM? I guess HBK is NXT GM, so you've only got one place to put Pearce.
I think Pearce is the Raw guy. I'm okay with Pearce.
Okay, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, man. I think that works. I think we're good. We run that up the flagpole. Nick Aldis is really curious to me. I don't know. He's very.
I want him in the ring.
I would
love
not
just to cut a promo. Like I want him to have a match.
Yeah, no, I would love him in the ring. I would love to see that man make a comeback. But he might work as a GM, and again, it does set up opportunities where it's like, right, screw it, you push me to the edge. I'm getting in the ring.
He's Regal as a GM.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's awesome.
Well, instead of Regal coming out there and saying War Games, now he can just poke McAldis and say, no, now you say it.
Right. This is going to
You have a British accent too.
Right. All E-Tweet Wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they could go with AXW, right? At this point.
That's how you know we're extreme.
Right. I like John Cena. Brett, good choice. Johnny's all right.
I think that young whippersnapper, that young upstart John Cena turned out pretty well.
Right. He did all right for himself. Just get rid of Adam Pearce. Why?
No, you never get rid of Scrap Daddy.
I like him.
Right. I kind of halfway bought into, remember when that was going to happen to where it was going to be him versus Roman Reigns. Granted, I thought this man was going to be a lamb brought to slaughter, but I was here for it.
Oh, absolutely, bro. You're not wrong at all.
The Almighty Prophets. I kind of like that almost a little bit better than Bobby and the Prophets.
Almighty Prophets. I'm sticking with my Soul Train vibe.
I think they both give off Soul Train vibes.
It's funny. I got a commercial on my screen right now, and there's cheering. They're at like a tailgate party.
Yeah, same.
Oh, you got the same one? I thought the show was back.
No, 100%. Well, it's an advertisement for fucking Wegmans, a grocery store, and I'm like, this is making me fucking hungry.
Yo, listen. I mean, we always joke about it. My ass made homemade pizza tonight. That was my pregame readiness. Homemade pizza. This hits different.
I've always say that when I think of buttons of cookie.
Yeah, what he said.
I wouldn't say that right as I was trying to sneak a bite of a cookie is what I was trying to say.
Terrible.
No, 100%. We had, what was it? It was Fastlane, by the way. Still, I will throw this offer out. If there is any pizza shops, whether it be Pizza Hut, Domino's, whatever, Papa John's, whoever, if you want to sponsor us, we will 100% promote the out of your pizza. We even got, we're already pre-gamed, prepared for that. We've got it set up in the Discord, everything like that. Because after that stream, I think the whole end of it, we're just like, so what do you like on pizza? Yeah, I want to get that pizza. Like, I got pizza. It just became
dude, it was 100% happening. Like, it was like the show ended. We were like, all right. But getting a reminder, big noon Saturday. I go for a noon around Saturday. What's happening?
Well, we've got the Nebraska, or no, the
Indiana versus Michigan.
Indiana versus Michigan. I thought it was going to be the Nebraska Cornhuskers. As we've got all of the LWO, and notice how Dragon Lee is there. If Dragon Lee has been officially removed from NXT and moved on to the main roster, but no one wants to talk about that.
Oh,
Zelina and Bailey.
Do you find, like, I find SmackDown, like the pace of SmackDown has been really good through the first bit here. Like, everyone is on fast forward, even Pierce. You to the ring, you to the ring, you go, you go.
Everything's moving. 100%. Yeah.
As the entire LWO,
like us, of everything, there's constantly something going on. There's no okay.
Is LWO not becoming a pretty good faction though? You got Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Carito now.
Has WWE not become the land of the factions though? A little bit.
I love it. Well, you knew it was going to happen with Trips.
Gang Wars. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got DX. You got a whole faction running the whole company.
Mm-hmm.
So now Jimmy's having to answer to Roman of, I was just calling an audible. He was out there, Omaha.
Yeah, right. And the quarterback's like, what?
What? We don't have that. What play call?
Get Jay.
Jay's old news.
Paul Heyman kills me with his face, and I know I say this a lot, guys,
but he did re-dye his hair. He
darkened it back because we got the tree.
He can afford it now because Roman's back. So Roman's upset that Jay's running around with Cody Rhodes as his partner.
Roman said the name not to be mentioned.
He who shall not be named. It's hard times out here, baby, in the bloodline. It's hard times.
Hard times.
That was a hell of a picture, just randomly on the side note, though, of to where Cody's walking through the tunnel and there's Dusty's picture right above.
Yeah.
That was the fucking, the Notre Dame, like, play as a champion today type shit of, like, you slap that before you walk out. Like, that was fucking chef's kiss. That's why I really liked that he was the GM for the night.
Yeah.
Nice little note that nobody picked up on.
Nobody talked about Cody. Did you notice that? Like,
no.
Like, everyone ignored it because you didn't want to point out some obvious things about it, but nobody really took a shot at that. It was like other things, like, the Raw. Like, I get it, it's the Undertaker and Cena, but Cody had a bigger role in the show and nobody really talked about it
because he was in AEW once upon a time.
Well, I told you my favorite comment was somebody online said, "Oh, go figure. They gotta open the show with an AEW original."
Bro, Tony Khan is, if you played fucking GM mode or like universe mode and you just used all creator wrestlers. That's what it is. As I've got Bailey coming out with the rest of Damage Control as we go into commercial break. Where's Curtis with the commercial break counter here? I feel like we've been missing that.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a good 5.
I want to say 3, but I feel like I might be playing the under here.
Don't push all this in the ring until Cody wins the singles title and then build on the history. Yeah, you know what you could do really well with that, Nick? Is a champion Cody, a really shitty manager, Aldis, which leads to a fight. You know what? Get in this ring. You want to fuck with me? Get in this ring.
What if it was, though, Cody goes over Aldis and that's what decides, like, who goes after Roman?
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Like I said, it'd be a bit of a stretch, but it's one of those of you have such a history amongst each other, and you'll really. We know Nick Aldis is a guy who's going to get the best out of Cody. With
You're not wrong.
So it would be the ultimate shine right before he goes at Roman.
Yeah, like, and I mean, for me, Aldis just naturally plays as a heel in my head. I think it's going to end up being.
He can still be a heel with that.
Yeah, no, it works perfect. That's why I like it.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I felt like
I just think
like the same Fortnite football commercial I was getting.
No, you and I agree on it. It's we have varying opinion on when you could or should do it as far as before or after Roman, right? Either way,
it is still interesting though that Cody's finishing the story might now be not only just second chapter, it might be third chapter here because we've had Dwayne, we've had LA Knight, etc., etc., etc.
Right. I think Bailey got chunky. Yeah, in her pants.
She is what you call thick, sir.
Right? Be nice. I want to hug Bailey from the be a gentleman. Come on, MD.
Right. When did this just turn into teaching, human interaction etiquette here?
You're not wrong. Just, be a gentleman. Khan must have some really muscular thumbs with as much as he tweets.
Well, and I thought of this, and I kind of just do want to bring up this because I've figured it out, and it just seems so apropos of how much he's tied to CM Punk. That's what he really banked it on and everything, and he's just he fits the pipeline almost better than Vince does. He's a millionaire who should be a billionaire and just surrounds himself with nothing but glad-handed yes men.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about the yes men situation a lot for him, right? Like it makes it impossible to change anything.
But who's come to Tony's defense?
Nobody, because I don't think
exactly. That's the thing. Yeah. You know who's come to Tony's defense is the diehard fucking fans. No one in that company has said anything about Tony's tweets, anything. No one has commented on anything. No one else was promoting the shows anywhere near even as much as Tony was.
Well, and I mean, dude, it makes me laugh because even Meltzer and Alvarez start dodging that shit like
rats jumping off a ship.
Yeah, like just literally, we don't want any of that on us. Enjoy the fucking
the shit's going down, so I'm gonna just climb to the fucking toppest part that's out of the water here.
I'm with you, Paul.
As we're getting a replay of Fastlane from last Saturday. Corey just randomly throwing in, Bailey would wish that she'd rather not have a celebration as long as Michael Cole was going to be present for it. That's going to be the fucking Jerry the King Lawler versus Michael Cole match at some point. Is Bailey versus Michael Cole.
Roman's gimmick is played out. Zach, you're going to have to give us more as to why. Like, what part of Roman's gimmick is played out? I'm not sure exactly what that speaks to. Based on what I heard and saw tonight, I wouldn't say it's that played out with the crowd, at least in the building.
So being good at what you do is played out? What?
I just don't know what the gimmick is. Like, he's not doing a shtick.
That's the thing, and that's what, again, why I said that a lot of these guys are arguably getting to the point to where they could be Mount Rushmore. That's because I am Batman. But that there isn't a character, there isn't a shtick, there isn't a differentiating. You've seen Roman in interviews and everything like that, and you can't find the line where it breaks. It's much like MJF, it's much like Paul Heyman. We're getting back to good pro wrestling of you don't know where kayfabe and shoot breaks.
Yeah, not wrong. I mean, I know some people are sick of it, but again, I guess there's always going to be people that are critical of that kind of thing. He's been champion for a long time. I imagine some people aren't.
I'm sure a lot of people hated Jordan still being in the fucking league when he won fucking 6 championships and shit like that.
Right.
They're like, I'm sick of this goddamn guy just winning all the time, always on a good team.
Right. AEW marks are the worst. Listen, I don't want to paint everybody with the same brush. The only thing I'll say about that comment is look at the leader. Shit rolls downhill, folks.
I'll say this. The Twitter IWC is the worst.
It's
that
really
7%, even quoting MJF, that 7% is the worst.
I will say 70% of the time,
it works 100% of the time.
Right? Somebody is like belligerent or ignorant to me. It tends to be an AEW fan. That just seems how it is. Right? Like when I go off on Vince McMahon or something stupid in WWE.
Well, that's just playing the laws of probability. There's only so many of them versus WWE fans.
Running across the freeway.
Whoa, now.
Right?
Yeah. Noah's doing AEW bath salts over here.
Right. I still don't understand.
Meteora.
I love it. Bobby, right back.
You're good. As KJ's
gonna take fun thingy.
You're gonna do the tag in, tag out 100%. But I still don't understand why Jimmy went back to Roman. Don't worry, none of us do. I don't even know if Roman still understands it, but he's kind of there. I think that's a little bit. I feel like that's how KJ deals with me. He's still there. I joke, but Bailey with a 3 count. Interesting. I think they tried to call it a rose plant, but it basically was a skull crushing finale. Onto Zelina for a 1-2-3, as now she's on there for EO to come and stomp on her. Arguably question which has been the better trios female faction in pro wrestling, especially now that one's a women's champion and the other just lost theirs. Of the Outcasts with Saraya, Toni Storm, and Ruby, which I know everybody's praising everything that Tony's doing in ring, the video packages. I kind of get it. Just the mic work, it's too much for me. But I get it. As Charlotte shows up to fucking break everyone up, she's constantly wearing like more superhero-y fucking leotard outfits. But coming up next, we've got Triple H on Friday Night SmackDown, a feel good Friday the 13th SmackDown. So we're getting him to start the 9 o'clock hour. Interesting is that I feel like at this point, this has to be probably the Aldis announcement if we're going to get anything. Yes, we're getting the game. Charlotte, I'm high heels. Keyshawn, I don't know what you're into, but I don't know if she's hiring for that, I guess. I don't know. Women's War Games? I don't think so. Charlotte actually helping someone. Well, she showed up, a little bit too late to the party here. So, I mean, define help. The game is next on SmackDown. Yes, Alexis. So 100%. If you want to help us play the game, and that's how I'm going to use that as a segue, make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member, follow us on, we got the Instagrams, the TikToks, we got, the merch stores, we got anything and everything for your pro wrestling needs 100%. And nobody covers pro wrestling like we do, and especially live as much as we do. So absolutely. We are still just growing by the minute. And like I've said before, often imitated. I'm going to repeat that again. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Big things popping, little things stopping, up to something. Season never sleeps. Of 100% of resetting the trends instead of following them. So 100% be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. As Moxley should have Jason Mask. Is Moxley on Rampage tonight? I know that it's not this week, it's next week. It's around the 20th to where we're getting the original Sin Cara. We're getting Mystico, the one who, you know, if his finger's a little meh, if it doesn't feel so great, he's out of the match and everything. He's gonna be on Rampage, but I don't know if we're getting Moxley tonight on Rampage. Let me see if I can find that. No, we're getting tonight on Rampage. We're getting the Gates of Agony versus Claudio and Yuta, Garcia, Daddy Magic, and Angela Parker. There we go. Versus the Hardys and Brothers A, Sky Blue versus Eddie Sakura, and Jay Lethal versus Trent Beretta. As we're already getting an advertisement for the Royal Rumble Saturday, January 27th at 100%. You can already make sure and just hit that bell notification because you know we'll be here live for that. As we're getting LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa. And I am no longer solo or looking out here like a Sikoa tree.
Perfect.
We've got KJ White, back
you
here.
You stay the fuck away from that ficus.
Well, you timed it fucking perfect. Now I just want to say I fucked a ficus just because. But we've got him coming out to even the King of Kings thing.
I think it's perfect, bro.
Boy, like I said before, Tony Khan is going through the 7 stages of grief right.
Can you imagine him just
right now? Let's try and figure out what stage Tony's at because
I just picture him at home.
Denial, pain and guilt, anger and bargaining, depression, the upward turn, reconstruction and working through, and acceptance and hope. I'm trying to figure out where Tony falls on that level here because I feel like, especially now you got Hunter coming out with bow down to the king.
Yeah. And I picture Tony at home just screaming into his pillow. Just sitting on his couch. Just,
he's playing all of the Good Charlotte, all of the My Chemical Romance. I was
going to say, you throw some news in there. Let's go.
Tony Khan has purchased Hot Topic after tonight. He just owns the company.
We didn't even talk about his Booker of the Year for Rant, to be honest.
And I liked how someone taunted him with an AI graphic of HBK smoking a cigar. Like, bro.
And what about the show that did double the ratings that yours did almost?
Well, and you even have Bischoff that's saying of like, well, he could do this, this, and this. You're not going to win your dirt sheet Booker of the Year award, but you're going to have a really good fucking show.
Yeah.
That's why I said earlier, I said it before we went live, of AEW is really great for pro wrestling. As far as a pro wrestling TV show, they suck.
Yeah. Not always, but at times.
Well, production think about it. Look at the past track record of we had to re-air a fucking video package because we didn't have audio. We had to sit there and take 22, take
sorry.
I want to catch AEW. We've got Triple H talking right now. We've got Papa Paul.
It's electric in here tonight.
Hell, it is October. We're well on our way to Crown Jewel.
November 4th.
Survivor Series. Is it November 4th? I thought it was the week.
No. Brunch with the boys in 2 weeks, bro.
Wait, what? No.
3
weeks is not at Brunch with the
boys. No,
it's
Crown Jewel.
Oh, I was like, we were talking about 2 different shows.
November 25th is.
Yeah, but that's what I was.
Yeah.
The unsung hero. He's in the ring with me right now. He doesn't know why I asked about him. Who's he putting over?
All this. He's giving us all this.
No, Adam Pierce. Pierce is in the ring with him.
It's Pierce. What is up?
Let's go. No, fucking good.
I love this.
Well, that's the thing. As much as people want to say, oh, your WWE shows. Oh, how much is Tony Khan paying? No. I will fucking stand at attention and clap for fucking Scrap Daddy getting his fucking due.
He does a thankless job.
But that's why he's going to be going just to Monday Night Raw, because we have a new GM on Friday Night SmackDown, and his name is Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee would be amazing. Uh-oh, here it comes.
No one person
No one person should do.
So with that, in case, strap on and strap in, folks.
Corey's comment. He's getting a promotion.
I don't know who's loud, me or you, but somebody might be.
I'm definitely loud.
No, you're fine.
I'm trying to hear it over you.
I'm loud.
What is he? See? Fuck.
God damn it. Fact checkers. The one time. So who will be the
GM of SmackDown? CM Punk.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? Wow, as Dom comes out.
The new GM of SmackDown, Dominic Mysterio.
Right, but fact checkers, let us know what I soiled the moment on, as I tend to soil most moments. Pause. As to what Pierce's new title is. We've got Triple H as the COO.
Did he get just moved to Raw? Is that what the official word was there? Yeah.
Yes. Let me fill us in.
Yeah, there you go. So Pierce gets Raw, which I like. Now we're getting
baby, I like it, bro.
Two show identities is not bad.
What?
Can't.
Sorry.
Pause. Shimmy, shimmy, ya, shimmy, ya.
Shimmy, shimmy, ya, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Give me the mic so I can take it away.
All right.
Do
the second verse.
Yeah, from the home of the Dodger Brooklyn squad. Who take bees on the squad.
All right, back to this.
If you could please just keep it down. As it's, I see that's what's great with Hunter is he's going to do that because he knows that after that they're going to get louder.
Yeah. Oh, hey, dude! I mean, the guy goes down as my goat. Like, he's my favorite. I like the guy is outstanding.
Honestly, sorry.
That's it.
No, I was going to say, I think he's super underrated. Like, he's one of the few actual like pro wrestling T-shirts that I've bought, like that I just naturally just bought as a kid. Was Hunter.
Yeah.
Everybody does the fucking spit take in the fucking shower and everything. It's all about the game. Or I still think his best theme song is, you let the music keep playing, Mr. Dumb.
That's what the T-shirt should be. Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
Oh, that Monday Night Raw shirt. We can just do it for every show. We just take a different quote. See, point head looks smart.
Yeah, there's gonna be.
I have a large history as a lip reader, says Paul. He's having to lip read because he couldn't hear Dom because the crowd was booing so much. Monday Night Mommy. That's a fucking banger shirt.
There you go. Nobody likes you, boo. Nobody likes you, sign in the crowd.
You have to talk to the GM of Monday. So it is, Pierce is the GM of Monday Night Raw because no man could handle it alone. No! GM of Monday Night SmackDown.
Hey! He didn't even come out like entrance.
Yeah, no music, no nothing. He just
where was he on commentary?
I literally caught him saying, "Let's just bring out the general manager of Friday Night SmackDown."
Hello.
Let's get go!
Yo,
Nick Aldis is on Friday Night SmackDown. This man needs to be in a ring with Cody Rhodes.
A national treasure, right? See, money, I love it. There you go. There you go. The rumors were true.
The Impact British Invasion is taking over Friday Night SmackDown.
What?
I was saying the Impact British Invasion with, Magnus and everything where he was Nick Aldis has taken over Friday Night SmackDown.
You got to pop. You got to pop.
This man looks like your Carito wrestler in a fucking suit, though.
Oh, we're getting the trade, Nick. We're getting the trade.
This man is jacked.
I don't know what you're oofing at. Oh, we're talking trades.
Artist, wait a minute. What was that? The most anticlimactic entrance? Yes, that was the most like, what a throwaway.
A little bit backdoor, Nick. Like, oh, he's right there.
Right, and it's one of you.
Wait, what? What was your name?
The crowd's just booing. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't think they can hear you.
Trips gave him a different microphone.
Trips is a fucking. He's one of the guys, and I'm not trying to fucking get on the knees and with the knee pads and everything, but this man was underrated with his
super
way to play the crowd.
Yeah, Cerebral Assassin
was kind of a. He was the as much as people give HBK credit. Well, DX was two halves there.
And listen, I like the Triple H version better.
Yeah.
There it is. KO is on SmackDown.
KO is the trade for Jey Uso.
Not happy.
And even he looks confused. He's like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Qu'est-ce que c'est? What is happening?
Jim Ross ain't out here to teach him English for this shit.
Right? It's Sting. No.
Yeah, but how are you going to act like you don't know what was happening when you show up with a blue, like, duct tape shirt and everything, like, specifically for SmackDown?
Just keep fighting. I dig it.
This is going to be the start of his heel turn. If he's the trade for Jey Uso, this is the start of his heel turn of Jey, you cost me my best friend twice now. You cost him when he joined the Bloodline, and now you cost me because I got moved to the brand.
Oh, so you Stunner! Sorry, Nick, Stunner.
No, you're good. Is Kevin Owens, and I'll ask you this, and this is probably partial because you halfway look like his stunt double. Is Kevin Owens the Canadian Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I mean, let's say the closest we got, I guess. Like, as far as this representation goes, yeah, I guess so.
Fair enough. I mean, he's a lot better than. Would you say he's a lot more badass than Bret Hart?
Yeah, Bret Hart was always like, you know, Bret Hart played so much straight, right? Like, you know,
I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Yeah, they should have at least had Aldis come down the ramp.
Yeah, that was the blue balls of a situation there. Kevin Owens is on my show, so it is official. So Kevin Owens was the trade for Jey Uso.
How dare you, Cody? What if
we saw him out here just spazzing before? Now he's going to lose his mind.
So what if KO's mad at Cody? How dare you?
I think he's going to be mad at all of them. Everybody's going down.
Cost him the titles.
Versus
maybe not tonight.
Versus
maybe not tonight, but Solo Jimmy.
Cost them the titles versus who?
Solo Jimmy.
I think that's the eventual team that takes the belts off them. But now it's interesting. So how do you get unless you have them go as a long reign, how do you get Cody stayed on SmackDown if we're going to build to
you're going to use that
the finishing the story, but that's the thing is it's amazing how Cody Rhodes seems to have been that moment to where it was there and we thought we could catch it again, and now it's just fallen by the wayside of now there's LA Knight, there's Kevin Owens, there's 2 to 3 different stories. There's Owens that could take maybe.
I heel Kevin Owens versus LA Knight works.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's now Cody Rhodes was supposed to be the prodigal son, and now he's very much fallen down by the wayside. And I feel like he's become a victim of circumstance here.
Right. When did KJ get on my TV?
He just needed the Maple Leafs like logo in the center there with all the blue and everything.
KJ for North American champ.
Well, I mean, you are from Canada, so you would very much.
I do qualify. I know most Americans don't know that, but we do.
What?
KO to SmackDown. Oh no, popcorn.
No, I literally missed what you said.
Oh, I said we are part of that North America.
Yeah. Most people south of like where I've lived like don't realize that. You're a different continent. You're Antarctica.
They're just cold. Never mind. I can't. I can't take the flag. I'll take a knee. North America. Why Roman Reigns acting like I'm glad you got that. That was sneaky.
It was sneaky and on the nose at the same time. The Nick Aldis angle was complete. Yeah. Yes.
Was it complete ass or just meh?
I wish it was meh. That's a segment that dreams to be meh. That's
I like
it hopes to be that to just be mid. That was fucking awful.
It was a little weird that they just brought him out from the side.
Coming straight out of the sewers, Nick Aldis. Like, you couldn't build to any of that.
It was weird.
Respect to Adam Pearce. Respect. Adam Pearce got a bigger moment than Nick Aldis, who we're all still like, well, shit, Nick Aldis could still go in the ring right now. Like, you could literally put Roman Reigns versus Nick Aldis
and I expect that
and take my money.
Yeah, but I will say, I mean, this speaks to the fact that a lot of WWE fans, people that, you got 10,000 people in that building tonight who don't know who the fuck he is.
So make them give a fuck. That you did the exact opposite of making them give a fuck.
No, that's what I mean, though. Like, as far as reaction goes, again, they probably wouldn't have popped no matter what. It was just weird how they did it. I guess his first act as general manager was acquiring Kevin Owens.
His first act as general manager was getting no reaction. That like, and even if they don't pop huge, at least give them fucking something outside of just like straight out of the broom closet. Like, that was just weird. Like, I've never seen that. Like, also standing at ringside that no one paid attention to. Like, at least give them, even if it's entrance music and they don't pop for it, at least they then know it of every time they hear it. This is the GM of SmackDown showing up. Something.
We're getting a hype package for Dragon Lee, by the way.
Yeah, well, because he's off of NXT now fully. He was there for a hop, skip, and a jump.
Did you hear the rumor that, like, it was rumored that he was supposed to be off NXT no later than a year from when he signed?
Okay, well, he did, so who cares?
Well, no, I'm just saying that was contractually something that they had kind of worked out, and I guess they're expediting that, which is great for Dragon Lee. Oh. Damn.
Why do I feel weird that Chelsea Green is almost the same height as Nick Aldis?
Well, how big are those heels? He's like,
I don't know. She's a human ostrich, I feel.
She got some buttons.
You can't even come back with the what the shit. And
speaking of as tall as Nick Aldis,
right, Charlotte there as Piper Niven looks like
she wearing?
Melissa McCarthy out here.
The thing, though, is I will say instantly in the ring and here, I know the moment was really weird, but Nick is just naturally comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah. It'd almost be great if he was in the goddamn ring wrestling.
But he seems okay with it. Like, he's older.
That's fine, but what the... Whoa!
Yeah! Look at this.
Like, hey, Charlotte, would you like to meet your new replacement? God, fucking... And Charlotte's taller, or Jade's taller than
They're all tall.
fucking just god damn.
That's the money shot right there. Where's
Yeah,
CJ? I want to see
found it
CJ
weird though with
Let's
Hunter.
go. I knew you were in here.
Hey, look at who I signed.
Look, even his thumbs are shaking. He hit the Z. Here comes Jay.
Well, because remember, we have the open challenge.
Yeah,
to
Steve, I
finish
just feel
off
like,
the week here.
yeah, like I just feel like that moment would have been a little better if, you know, Tripp said Nick Aldis and then he came walking out. Even if people didn't pop because they don't really know him, come out, get in the ring, say hi, make the match, or make the you know, the announcement about Kevin Owens.
That's a tone.
Right? But I mean, again, then we get him instantly in a backstage segment where he already shows that he's real comfortable. Yeah, I mean, not my favorite choice to have him kind of come out the back door, but overall, I think we'll be okay.
No, I'm worried already. Like, I get he's great in front of the screen and everything, but you have him come out.
What are you worried
Even
about?
if you don't pop, you get you attach the theme song and everything to that and everything. Yeah, I get that you agree with that. Yeah, but I think that's missed now.
What's Adam Pearce's theme song? Okay. So anyway, yeah.
Fuck you, I want him to wrestle though.
I would love for Nick to wrestle, and I still think there's potential there. And as a manager, I think there are opportunities where
I give him credit. That was good as shit though.
he gets pissed off or says enough's enough. I mean, we kind of like remember when Samoa Joe was like the enforcer of NXT, but found a reason to fight.
Right. Why? Yeah, I mean, I kind of did.
Not you, the oldest one.
Oh,
I think.
I don't know. I have his name. I am him. He is me.
Right.
I've got Cody Rhodes coming out right now.
I want CM Punk to finish the story for Cody. It's possible.
But so, oh God. Of how much faith you put in the dirt sheets of either they're close, they're not close. It's all a distraction.
Yeah. Anthony adding that, you know, I'm hoping all this wrestles in WWE soon. He did get some things in Impact. Listen, he's an outstanding wrestler. He is older in his age as far as his career goes, but there is potential for him to wrestle a Cody Rhodes, wrestle other named guys. But you let him get established. Let him do this. I think this works very well. He's young William Regal.
100%. And well, also, I'm going to tie this in all the way around. Billy Corgan has, with his purchase of the NWA, has Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis to thank for, because their feud for the 10 pounds of gold re-established everybody's interest in the NWA. And now if you could do that on a WWE level, I think you've got 1, 2, 3 pay-per-views right there that you could go with.
Yeah, you can almost argue that rivalry almost led to the onset of AEW. Because
absolutely. 100%. That was part of All In.
Yeah. Right? Like, it was such a big deal then, and it was like once that storyline started gaining fire, and it was the biggest, like, had to be what match was bigger than that match at All In? I'm trying to remember what else happened there. That's twice I did that to you. Kevin Owens gets passed around more than
Kenny.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
That one happened there as well.
Is KO a babyface of SmackDown? Is KO the new babyface of SmackDown? Nah, I think he's got an uphill battle against LA. They love him. He's going
to start as a babyface on SmackDown. I think he'll start as a heel more towards anybody that's involved with Monday Night Raw.
Yeet.
Are you feeling him? Do you feel him?
Pause. WWE firing on all cylinders tonight. Feels like it's firing. And listen, I really wanted to know if Hunter was going to slip in a little jab or a little sarcastic comment about the events of the week. Is it almost like, now I might be corrected when I get off stream and check Twitter that people, he said this and it was referring to that.
Right.
But is it almost more more, I don't know what the word is, righteous, indignant, whatever. You pick one where he doesn't acknowledge this.
Demeaning, I think, is the
demeaning.
word you were looking for.
Yeah, demeaning is a good one.
One of those of
where he just doesn't acknowledge.
He won't even acknowledge that he's kidding me.
Yeah, just we got things to deal with. We're doing us. Have fun. Keep ranting and raving.
But again, this harkens back to, as we are in another commercial break, of I'll say this because we've said this, of as much as we want to be on the straight and narrow, the middle on both sides here.
Yeah.
This is a fight that AW asked for, and they didn't expect the motherfucker to answer. And now that they did, they're like, oh shit.
Well, you remember when Bischoff calls out McMahon, goes to the ring, counts the count, right? Like, you knew he wasn't going to answer that fight. You wanted that, right? Like, that's what this.
Eric had some wins, though. Eric had a few W's.
We talked about that,
and that's why I get, though it is still rich, and it still does make me chuckle that Eric Bischoff is the one that's leading the charge on, like, Tony Khan's cracked. It's like, well, he's just kind of being you. So, but at the same time, I don't want to act like I ran a wrestling company, but you need some thick skin to be in this business and even doing what we do. And I don't think Tony, he's made a paper mache like Moxie's forehead, it seems like.
Well, you're taking the time out to respond to guys with 149.
It's him on the message boards. He reverted back to message board Tony.
That's it, and that's what he knows the most, right? Message board booking, message board fucking managing.
That's why he works with who he works, why he signed who he signed, why he does what he does. This is Tony Khan.
100%. Oh, there we go.
As we're getting a replay of Fastlane.
Oh,
Finn missed one.
The replay of the suitcase shot.
Yeah, just right there. As JD took it to Damian's knee as Crossroads on the table. Replay from Fastlane last Saturday.
Oh, this finisher is wicked, though.
Oh, 100%. That's why I think.
What did he just call that? The what 1D?
The Yeet 1D? I don't know.
The Yeet 1D. Might be it.
That's what it's going to be from now on. But that's why if it wasn't going to be KO, I thought it was going to be Cody Rhodes of like, I sacrificed myself.
That's what I thought. From day one, Nick, I'm right there with you. I thought it was going to be like the martyr that is Cody Rhodes. Like, I threw myself on the sword for the career of this other
Jesus
man.
H. Rhodes.
Jesus H. May the roads be with you.
In nobody dusty, a spirit to Cody.
Well played, sir. All this in Cody also was all in. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, right? That was, like you said, that was arguably the catalyst for what we got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole, like, all that, they really woke up NWA and what they were doing at the time. Because it eventually spills into Aldis and Murdoch.
Now someone wants to put NWA to sleep. Just, you will go to sleep or I will put you to sleep.
I don't know what happened. Billy had it. Billy was like, he had it. He was cooking.
And he lost their mind first, Billy Corgan or Tony Khan?
Well, I mean.
So what's the nickname that we want to call Grayson Waller and Austin Theory as a tag team? We've got I can't even remember what we were called. It was something Yeet involving Cody and Jey Uso here.
Well, the move is the Yeet 1D.
Yeah, the Yeet 1D.
Oh, do you see they're giving the Cody Rhodes tweet right now? This week, a great Raw, a historic NXT, and no better way to close out the week than a visit for the season premiere, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but good God. Grayson Waller, I know it's close to Halloween season there, and you got to have your spray tan, but this man looks like a fucking jack-o'-lantern will come to life.
Oh my God, he's definitely hit the spray tan hard. Spray town down.
Right, Spray Town Down.
Spray Town Down.
That's their tag team name, is Spray Town Down.
Right. Sorry, KJ and Nick, I am not an Adam Pearce fan. He is very dull. Will be worse with him booking matches. Well, he's not actually, he's a figurehead. But that's fine if you're not a big fan of him. I don't think it'd be worse or better. Can you speak to that?
Prefer Baron Corbin?
Yeah, realistically, we understand what the role is, and I think Adam Pearce has done it extremely well. Hunter's not handing off the booking.
Right. We have Spraytown down.
What did we call them last week?
It was down. I don't know.
We gave them
douchebag disciples. I don't know.
It was something douchey.
Well, that's what they are. Something douchey.
Something douchey should be the team name. Something douchey's in the ring.
Pause. Versus the Yeet Bros.
Okay.
Who you got? You got Cody and Jay, or you got Austin Theory and Grayson Waller?
Champions retain. Good match against a young team. I think they should keep these two hanging out together for a while.
Oh, absolutely. That's why, like I said, I thought the whole setup to this was going to be Cody's sacrificed himself for Jay, right. And that's how you still build into Roman versus Cody.
Jay adding a little pizzazz to the game. Popping and locking.
It's interesting, though, that Jay wore nothing but black and red while he was on SmackDown, and now that he's kind of technically a Raw superstar, he wears nothing but black and blue.
Yeah, a little funny. What was I going to say there? Doesn't matter. That Jade Charlotte moment was crazy, though. Yeah, man, that's my dream booking. I've been saying it since we were watching Jade knock down everybody in AEW of just get her in the ring with Charlotte. They're mirror images of each other. And to me, Jade is the future. That's the handoff. Charlotte to Jade. Jade wins 13 titles.
Yeah, but does it go, as we go to commercial break, but does it go Charlotte Nia Jax of just sloppy jalopy?
I don't think so. I think
you don't think so, but you don't know so.
Well, we don't know that.
Jade as green as her name is.
But that's where you put her in with a vet like Charlotte. Charlotte should be able to make her look good. The best that ever did it in the women's division. She'll be able to put a shine on this lady. I still don't think this is going to be her first rivalry. I don't. I think
they have a match or two before she gets there. That's the better.
Oh yeah. I still think Becky's her first target.
Fair enough. I'll give you that then, because if she came out the gate there, I'm like, no.
And I don't want you to. I almost said that. I don't want them to pop early. Is how we'll say it.
This man's a big big fan of Pringles. There we go. I got the words out.
There you go. Once you pop, you can't stop. I hope Tony pause. I hope Tony gets the right people in place. That's all Tony has to do. You need somebody to look at Jericho, and I know I pick on Jericho, but look at it. What is?
No, I just want to say that sounds like you're trying to cheer for him, but also sounds like if you were having an intervention with a family member. I just hope Tony gets the right people in places to help.
Hey, Tony,
as much as you want him to refix his corporate structure, it's as much as it is of they're coming to take me away. Ha ha, hee hee.
Right? Yeah,
that's what it is.
Tony, we just want to let you know how much you are loved and supported. Your booking has been atrocious, and you are heading in the wrong direction. You seem to be tweeting.
We've all written a statement, Tony. Tony, I feel like you spend too much time hanging out with Maxwell and Adam. We all have a written statement of Tony, please get your shit together.
Yeah, no, and again, that's where I think you and I have been frustrated in the past, because we're coming from a place of, man, if you would just do some of this shit that we're talking about like this, we've been beating this drum over a year.
But that will work if you had a creative team, if you had a PR team. The thing is, this is as self-made as it's self-made. Think about it, how much the elite view themselves of, we did this. Tony feels that just the same, except he has the bank account to do it. So he feels he did this, so he's not going to listen to anybody.
And that's
you're kind of fucked here. Of maybe if you sat there and just dialed it back a little bit and focused here and focused there, and you could then develop it, and then you can fucking come out of the back end smelling like roses here. He can't listen to that.
No, and I mean, again, that's the bit of the outlier with Tony compared to other people that have tried to take on the WWE in the past. Of he has this seemingly unlimited bank account, and he's playing with house money. This is money he never.
And he hasn't
But Tony does need some help. And again, it's not just Jericho, it's other people. We talk about the flow and the creativity in the show. When everybody is just booking their segment for what makes them over, the show feels clunky.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. As we are back from commercials, I've got Austin Theory and Jey Uso right now in the ring. So let me know who you're taking, whether you're taking Team Yeet with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus the spray tan douchebags of Grayson Waller and Austin.
Right. But no, that's what's happening right now, folks. Paul Carpenter, was this the reason to keep KO and Sammy from feuding, to separate them? Maybe that is it. If they're planning, your hope was WrestleMania 40, Sammy KO. So this keeps KO busy for a while, and they can reconvene at Rumble-ish.
Hey, Tony, take notes. It's this thing called long-term booking. I know it might be a lot of syllables for you to say. But
I love how many words we came up with.
Booking.
Right? I love how many words we came up with for dismissive, contrite. Just
I sat there and I ran through. This man is going through the 7 stages of grief right now. It's just, like I said, it's so interesting that on either side, whether you like pro WWE or pro AEW, if you want to sit there and stake your fucking flag in the tribe, good on you, whatever. But whichever way you lie, unless you're an extremist on one side or the other, you're like, just stop, dude. Like, you just enough. You're not helping anyone.
Yeah, and MD saying Tony needs to be demeaned a little. And because we just seen it, we knew, like, if we've seen it so many times with the AEW talent or Tony himself, where they take every opportunity to make those little pot shots and comments. And now you see, like, Trips comes out, and I was waiting for some type of, how was everyone's Tuesday? Anyone have a good birthday? Like, no, like,
I almost sat, well, I even sat there and almost damn near lost my mind when at the end of Tuesday Dynamite, we had, the whole cake cup brought out and everything. We had everybody come out and celebrate Tony's birthday because, that doesn't seem awkward when everybody that you employ is going to come out and celebrate the boss's birthday. I'm sure that's never awkward.
It's just odd and different, right? Again, you grew up with, like, Vince won't let people thank him at the Hall of Fame, and this guy can't keep him. Can you guys sing happy birthday to me in front of everybody, please?
I've said this before, and I've said this now for, honestly, I want to say for over a year, and I'm so glad that I've been right this whole time. This is WCW, and this is Tony Khan got to play with his action figures. And some of those action figures got sold at the fucking, the family swap meet and everything like that. Yeah. And so now he's all upset that he's not the coolest kid with all the coolest action figures in town.
Yeah. No, and you're right. And part of that is, if that's your plan, if that's your goal, if that's what you want to do it. Oh, what? Oh! Yeet!
The Yeet D!
The Yeet D!
Tope Kanye. Crossroads.
This is good. And the energy in the building and the pace of that match was phenomenal, guys. That was a good match.
But that's the thing, is every time we divert from talking about anything on SmackDown, we turn around and come right back to it, because no matter what, the pace, it keeps you going of, okay, cool. So you might have fallen out. Here's a moment where you kind of dipped off. You grabbed a snack. You grabbed, you took a piss, anything like that. And here you turn around and come back and you caught the end and it's fucking a good ending.
Actually, MD, on a commercial break, I'll return to the Elite. I have a question for the crowd. And this is something Nick and I talked about after stream. We didn't really mention it on Tuesday, but I have a question about the EVPs. And I somebody gave me an interesting take, which made me smile. But Charlotte the GOAT. Somebody said she's over 30. I think kind of alluding to what I was suggesting of this, as Charlotte goes from being that premier athlete in the division,
when does 30 become the age limit here?
Well,
I say this on someone who's on the north side of that 100%. So I'm like, wait, hold on. I don't want to feel old yet.
Threw his own party, bought his own gifts.
Bro, I've told you, this. Tony Khan would have been.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh, shit.
As we've got. Hey, so Jimmy and Solo coming out right now. How you doing? Keep it moving.
I thought they were going after KO.
No, KO can sit there and just fester. Pause.
I thought we had a KO problem.
KO is going to become his own problem because he's going to be pissed. That thing about it, like I said, he's
going
to be pissed.
Oh, shit.
Roman's.
Oh, there it is.
Cody right now.
Here it is.
Hey, Tony, what do you got that could go against that on a Dynamite?
Moxley, Ray Phoenix 4.
Fuck off. But that's the thing is you want to keep calling out a fucking monster. And then when the monster shows up, you get mad that you get scared and thrown off that they actually answered. It's like, don't call out.
Oh, dude, but
don't want to deal with.
Sorry, bro. I'm getting caught up in the fact that it's
Nick Aldis breaks in between.
Yeah. Nick Aldis has his hand around, face to face with Cody Rhodes for the first time since their rivalry.
Yeah, but notice they all look the fucking same height and everything like that.
They're all tall.
Yeah, you're right. Versus Marco Stunt.
Wow. No, and I mean, again, going back to what you were saying about the talent and what we're seeing here, I found it very intriguing. It's Tony Khan's birthday. Tony Khan made a big stink about how bad he wanted
ice cream cake.
But AEW to do well on Tuesday. In my mind, if you have generational talent, quote unquote, self-proclaimed generational talent, who are your EVPs, if they are not the big names that you believe they are, your top guys in your company, why are they not on that show? Why are they not booked?
Because I've said this for over a year now. And when you have your Meltzers and your Alvarezes and this, that, and the third that want to try and fucking quote it, you know where you heard it first. This is fucking WCW, brother. 100% of, well, this is Hogan, Nash, and Hall of, well, I could fucking dip my toe in that and maybe see if I make it fucking move.
Yeah.
But if I know it's not going to, so if I don't, then hey, you can't blame me on anything, or if anything, you can turn around and spin it up. Well, see, you didn't have us there. You didn't have us built towards it, so it didn't really fucking pop a rating and everything. Like, what was it? It was Title Tuesday.
Yeah,
I believe, if I remember correctly, to where they, the Bucks and Hangman won the Ring of Honor trios belts, and that was the highest rated Dynamite in months and almost this whole year. So they're gonna ride that with it. It's just like how Chris Jericho was on for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Again, Eric Bischoff. Did someone say 3 minutes? For the only time that AW went over NXT in the demo, and even that's such a minute win. Like, you're fucking tweaking the microscope to find something there.
Yeah.
But you're relying on 3 minutes, and he's going to claim that of, well, see, that was because of me. No, it's you were in the background. Like, you can't be an extra in a scene and say, well, he won an Oscar because of me.
You got to give credit to the lead-in as well, right? Like, you inherit that first. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Jericho blows my mind. Jericho, to me, is one of the problems with AEW right now, and it not getting over the hump. And I will say this, Nick. We compare this to WCW a lot, but what I will say, at least in the beginning, if Eric signed a guy, he generally turned them into money. You look what he did with Hogan. Look what he did with Hall and Nash. Look, he eventually
those guys were owed money.
But no. But I mean, he reignited. But the comparable is like a Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole. Those guys were money when you signed them, and then you didn't make any money off of them. And I feel like Eric, the difference for Eric, and I don't defend Eric very often, but he found a way to make money, at least initially, off of those big signings.
But the difference is if we really want to break it down, Eric had to make money. Tony doesn't.
Say that again.
I said if we really want to break it down, initially, Eric had to make money. Tony doesn't.
Valid.
This is a fucking write-off for Shad Khan. Right
it is, right? He's like, oh shit. Oh wait, never mind. Minus 100 million.
Right. Expenses for adventure.
Right.
Whatever write-off he needs to fucking put on this. That's the thing. It's like I said it before. It's so funny that a man has also been intertwined with CM Punk. He's a millionaire who should be a billionaire, but just surrounds himself with nothing but glad-handed yes men.
Yeah, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. As LA Knight coming out.
Again!
The energy in the building as we get Solo, LA Knight. Jesus, Nick, we are maybe in the main event-ish. Yeah.
I'll take Apostle versus Jesus, Nick, but thank you.
Judas in my mouth.
Judas in my no.
What the fuck? That's really happened, huh? Vance specifically?
Why do I feel like if you change one letter, you're just Vince?
Wow, that's insane. How that entertainment, outrageous madness. Again, you're being a little vague, my guy.
Now all I can think of with madness is, oh yeah, the Macho Man. Yeah, dig it. So who you got? LA Knight or Solo?
LA Knight. LA Knight.
I can't. Does he have Daniel Bryan vibes ish of we all know Cody should be the guy. Maybe Dwayne might be the guy. LA Knight's kind of who everyone wants to be the guy.
Yeah, that's valid. What? I mean, but how long do you got to follow the crowd. LA Knight for the win. Like, if he's over as shit, you heard him tonight. Like, it's crazy the love for this guy.
But it's so warranted, and it's so funny because this was the guy that all the dirt sheets were like, pretty much he's all but gone here. And now he is pretty much the top guy, if not the second to third top guy.
Yeah. Oh, big back elbow. Using all the chess pieces and proper moves. I agree. Like, I feel like this is a game of chess versus checkers. Like, I feel like that's what's happening.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
Roman Reigns for words for his cousin Jay. Nice showdown between all of them. And again, we keep kind of whispering about what could happen at War Games.
But now, is it going to be Judgment Day in fall? We thought it was going to be Team Can't Beat Roman. But now one member of that team, Kevin Owens, is on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah,
I thought that was supposed to be a crossbody, but it turned into a clothesline. Sorry.
That was a brutal collision. Great storytelling. I agree, man. That was a good feel. I like that stare down between Cody and Roman. Like, I remember you.
This is going to sound very nerdy. It is Thanos staring down Okay, as this man just decided to take a pause on the fact that I said nerdy. Apparently, nerdy scared him away. But you can let me know if this is too nerdy here. But I felt like that was a little bit like Thanos staring down Tony Stark there, of just, yeah, we've been at it, but I'm gonna fuck you up. Larry out here just apparently, I'm assuming that's French Canadian. I ain't gonna be able to answer that. Fellas, direct the blame where it belongs on TH, not his talent. On TH, who's TH? It'd be TK, not TH. AEW's problem ain't the wrestlers, it's TK in his mouth. No, that is just the most recent issue. Its most prominent issue is its creative team. And again, we joke and say our socials and everything run underneath this. As why does it seem like they're just randomly lit up by a spotlight right now on SmackDown? But yeah, it's not just a TK thing. It is a TK thing, and I think he doesn't want to even consider listening to anybody else. But I also think that there's nobody else that could force enough of an opinion. Like, you're hoping maybe Adam Copeland could. Like, he instantly slides into the slot of, as we're in a commercial break right now, of could he be CM Punk just without being as controversial? Of, we're all looking, honestly, at this point for a sleeper cell to just kind of wake everybody the fuck up over there, I feel like. I just don't know if anybody could really get through to them. Night for the win, TK. Gimme, why not? But light malfunction hurting my eyes. There you go, Easy Bake. Okay, so it wasn't just me out to where I was like randomly there, like all of a sudden everything just lit up by a spotlight. Like, I know, you know, we got the moving background and everything like that. Like I said, again, often imitated. I repeat, imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. Yeah, I thought it was just me, of maybe with the vitamins, to where, you know, they started to look like the, you know, top of the tower on Independence Day here with the giant spotlight shining on them. C-Money, Boston. Monday's usually the biggest hurdle, but I don't know what Boston said. Put Jade on every show. That woman is fine. Yeah, 100%. Yep, that's true. What do we say? Easy. Did you fear for your life? No. I don't think anyone has yet. Why now do I just say that? And especially because it's spooky season. I'm thinking of just ghosts and fucking spotlights and everything. And just how much Tony seems to just get frightened by anything and everything. I need Tony Khan, and especially because it's TBS and Time Warner and everything, I need Tony Khan or an AEW Scooby-Doo episode. We've seen it with WWE. I need Tony Khan. And, well, if they were going to do it how they would write it, it'd be CM Punk. That's, you know, and I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. But it needs to be Tony Khan here, just with his fucking poodle haircut. As we're back from commercial break, as we've got a shoulder lock, I guess, from Solo, and it looks like he's just kind of working out some knots on LA shoulders here. Made, yes. Smacks you on the back. Breathe. What?
Breathe.
Speaking of breathing. What?
Breathe.
Yeah, listen to me. Do it.
No, sorry, I'm just catching up on some of
I
these.
was going to say, you came back and just went silent as shit. I was like, okay.
We did our breathe thing, and then I was reading what Dale had to say.
Yeah, and that's normally when you breathe and then you talk. But after that, you just don't keep breathing.
He agreed with C-Money. It was great. I was seeing what he agreed with. They all agree. Good writing. WWE doesn't have to say a word. Just keep flexing. 100%. That's it.
They are the Arnold Schwarzenegger of pro wrestling. Yeah, just do it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just flex.
Yeah, you're going to do it. We got
Who is being booked better in AEW than they were in WWE? Ooh.
Tony Storm.
Tony Storm's valid. I agree.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, because he's not getting pushed into a wall.
Well,
I know. That's a stretch.
Like
but,
could you argue that Moxley maybe just in the sense that at least he's a main event guy there and used as such? I don't know if better
though. Like he's just booked more. More is different than better. Yeah, more is different than better, sir.
Yeah, I was torn. Daniel Bryan's kind of equal. Cole has not been booked the best. Plus, he's had injury.
Cole problems. Is made of a fucking Fabergé egg. Cole just literally, the wind blows too strong, and this man's, got bones of glass here.
Oh, I like this one. See money. I love a nerve pinch in 2023. Let's go.
Whoa, I mean, he's from the Isle of Samoa.
Who ate Sammy? Who ate Sammy?
Yeah, well, that was one of them that I was like, is this French Canadian? I don't know. Am I going to piss off the entire country of Canada? I choose not to.
Oh, here's a question about Sammy for everybody. With KO going away, could Sammy get pushed towards a title?
I see at most.
I see at most. You don't think you could take Seth?
No.
Or somewhere in around that title at some time, like a Damian Priest?
You have to pay off one story before you can get there.
I'm not saying like within like, this is the where we.
No, I'm saying you would have to, like, if you're talking ever, then ever is a possibility. Like, no shit, anything is ever a possibility.
No, but I mean,
you would have to pay off him. You would have to pay off him versus KO before you ever have him go after the title.
I don't agree with that. I don't think they could.
I think they're on separate
shows. Like, they're going to have to do something with him if he's not on his.
He could go after it. He's not going to win it.
Could you see him kind of?
And I think he'd be even less of a viable champion for that than he was against Roman.
Oh, I would disagree with that. I mean, I think it would be if he had a title match on the books. I think it was more reasonable that he beats anybody other than Roman is more likely than Roman.
To me, neither one of them progress super far in a story until you get probably the blow off between those two at a WrestleMania. And I think that is the climax of you've reached the apex. And I think for even them personally as competitors, there's nowhere to go past a WrestleMania between those two. Mm-hmm. You don't do anything that's going to be too far one way or the other till you reach that. And I think we're setting up to that. And then you can branch out as much as you want. You need to reach that moment before you can branch out.
Absolutely. And again, this is what I chuckled at. But yeah, I mean, no, I think for me, I was really wondering if, like, because Sammy is got himself over as such a baby face, if he got a baby face push, could he challenge in the title picture at some point?
So we're getting the straight punches. And by the way, just on a side note, nobody delivers the fucking old school like straight punches that you even see like what you try to see with Jeff Jarrett on AEW and everything like that, like LA Knight did just right there.
I like this, Boston. Yeah, no, I mean, and the crowd's on their feet. The crowd is into everything. Well, not all of them, but a bunch of them are on their feet. But they're into everything he's doing.
Well, like I said, if he even still does, it's not okay. Let me hit fucking 15, topes and a corkscrew and everything. And he's sitting there just doing the straight, like we saw, like I said, around like the Dusties, the Rocks, everything like the old school, just straight like pop and jab punches and everything.
Mm-hmm. And there's just a snap to them. They look like they connect. Nice.
Tilt-a-whirl spine or tilt-a-whirl backward. Power slam. There we go. Thank you. I was almost
real solo.
The elbow.
Yeah. Let's go.
But does it even say, though, too, of what they've done with Solo? Solo's not won, and he's technically barely even won a singles title in WWE.
Oh,
but he's still out here with LA Knight and seemed as a viable threat and kind of one of those of like that hurdle you have to make through before you even try and get at Roman.
FTR has been booked better. FTR and Moxley. Moxley is an interesting debate. FTR for me, I'm not convinced. Oh, Jimmy's here.
God, but then no, he's gonna fuck it up, and that's John Cena.
John Cena.
Attitude adjustment. Samoan spike to John Cena. And this is where we're gonna get
the win. Blood Force
PFP 1, 2, 3. Like I said, it's gonna be Jimmy fucks it up, and then Roman's gonna tear him a new asshole. So LA Knight, yeah.
Still some minutes left on the clock here.
What?
Still some minutes left on the clock.
We'll see.
Tony Storm is valid, but about it. I prefer Dean Ambrose over John Moxley. I think John Moxley prefers Moxley over Ambrose.
Yeah. Well, I think it's much more. It's John Moxley. And by the way, it's very interesting if I have his audiobook on Audible and he narrates it. It's very interesting.
Right. Looks like Knight is calling a lot of this match on the fly. He's very vocal. Aloha Solo.
Oh, no. As Roman shows up in his fans, LA Knight. So
the tribal chief.
But I even like how he pops up. He's like, really? This guy? This is what you go. This is what you're cheering for?
Where people see like, the gimmick's kind of stale or whatever. I mean, his attitude, the way he approaches everything doesn't feel stale at all, Nick.
The only reason a gimmick like Roman Reigns would feel stale is when you don't have a new competitor to go against them.
He just split LA Knight in half.
As that's how we go to commercial, or we end the show as he's holding the belt above him. But that's the thing. It's just the same thing with a Goldberg, a Brock Lesnar, Stone Cold, a Steve, a Dwayne, anything like that. Is that character feels stale just when you don't have someone you can put against them.
Yeah, and you know what? That was a phenomenal SmackDown. That did not stop tonight. It was paced. I can't believe how fast it went. We end the season premiere ends with Roman, the top guy, standing, holding that belt, smirking at the crowd. That would have been awesome, Easy Bake.
Well, and everybody thought it was going to be, first it was going to be AJ Styles. Then it was going to be John Cena. Mm-hmm. And we're already underway with Rampage.
I'm not even there yet. Son of a bitch.
I just clicked over. I've even still got it to where it's supposed to be the NBA preseason, and we've already got Daddy Magic. We've got Coke and Diet Coke with Daniel Frosting Garcia versus the Hardy Boys and Brother Zay.
Right.
Go all juxtaposition here, but no, 100%. That was a fantastic episode of Friday Night SmackDown.
Amen, brother.
That shows it again. It shows though when you go from that to you go from a show that you're expecting to start and already underway in Who Gives a Shit match. It shows you the levels. There's levels to this shit.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of not giving a shit, and excuse me for this.
Well, now
I have a
interesting topic to take.
Right. Well, you and I are big fans, and I think you particularly are a big fan of Eddie Kingston, and they announced his next opponent is Angelico. What the fuck,
Ring of Honor Co. That's what it is. I don't expect any more, and I don't expect any less. I feel like it's Ring of Honor. I almost on one hand want to just really start watching Honor Club just because Eddie Kingston's champion.
Yeah,
But it's really going to just be, so who does he go through this week? That's why I'm glad we added him to our fantasy action, because it's going to be like when Claudio was champion. He just went through that guy in 1 little, 2 little, 3 little jobber, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little jobber.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way. I just feel like they could set up better opponents for Eddie. Like,
that is number 1001 on the list of things AEW could do better right now.
Valid.
Okay. Of all tweet wrestling, what they could do right now, that is on the long list when they're looking at the short list.
Yeah. Now, Nick, I don't know about you, but I'm in picture.
Yes.
Looks like Matt Hardy's getting worked over in the corner.
I've got him getting chopped right now.
I got him kicked.
Yeah, I just got it right there.
Okay, we're neck and neck. Another one, Christian, as a single wrestler, I think has been booked better in AEW than he has in WWE. Christian's an interesting one because I feel like Christian didn't get booked well for a really long time, and Christian got himself over.
Yes, and I also feel like Christian is a creature of the same circumstance as to why Adam Copeland is there. Of, we have you pegged at this slot, and we don't have you pegged anywhere up or down this. Much like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho just took that and went full delusion. Adam Copeland is there because he still wanted to be a full-time competitor. WWE is not going to let him do that. Christian has always, to me personally, Christian has always been better outside of WWE than he was in WWE. Christian Cage and Impact is my favorite Christian.
Yeah.
Outside of this is probably number 2 of Stepdad Christian.
Stepdad Christian slowly, yeah, I mean, it's taken kind of it's kind of taken over for me. I really love what he's doing. The fact that
speaking of taking over.
Yeah, there you go. Folks, we are into Rampage. Remember, get your rating out of 10. I'm going to click through them, but get your rating out of 10 in for SmackDown, and we will rate Rampage when it comes to an end. Right now, we got a trios match, Coke and Diet Coke, with Garcia taking on the Hardys and the Highlighter, who looked like he just tweaked his back trying to nip up. Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong. I mean, this run that Christian's been on has been really good. Yeah, you know what? A good one, Steve. 3-1 says Damian. Young says yes. Roman starts the show and Roman ends the show. Real champ-ish. And again, that's the thing. I mean, you look at the crowd reaction. You look at the energy in the building tonight. Roman coming out got a big pop. Roman, I know not everybody loves this long title reign, but I think it's because for so long as fans, we're not accustomed to these big, long title reigns. And again, his is record-breaking, and eventually we're going to see it come to an end. As Jake Hager trips up Jeff. But yeah, and then when he walks in the building again, he hits that spear. He didn't just hit a spear. He hit a spear. He popped up. He had that attitude. He has that chip on his shoulder, and it works. He works. He sells every minute of it. Rampage already on, apparently. Yeah, we're ready to go. SmackDown was fire. I agree. 10 out of 10. Dale's happy. Fit live, floor live, floor live. I don't know what I just said. 10 out of 10. 2 10s. I like it. Camera cuts to Tony in the fetal position, having a tantrum due to SmackDown. And again, you know what? Technically, yeah, okay, Cena's not usually around, but he's a talent they have and they can utilize. But really, realistically, we got a pretty deadly match. We got, a couple singles matches with key people. But that was a typical SmackDown. Again, what I feel is really changed, at least on NXT and SmackDown, and hopefully carries over to Raw, is the pace, the cadence in what Triple H seems to be creating. As apparently there's issues as Mac Daddy or Magic, whatever, not happy about the Danny Garcia hip thrusting. 9.75 says Bobby. Tribal Chief. All right. 8.8 out of 10. It was okay. I can't believe Solo got pinned, by LA Knight. I can. It's good. It's good. It's climbing that ladder for LA. It's shocking, which I like, because they could have taken the easy way out, something we've seen before of Solo, Jimmy cheats, Solo gets the pin, LA gets buried a little. But you're building up LA. You still got them, side by side with guys like Cody Rhodes and John Cena. John Cena comes to his aid. He picks up the W. Roman puts a stamp on the whole evening. Yeah, we got all these names floating around, but I am the guy. So I like it. I'm really happy with that episode. It flew by for me. Maybe it's just because me and Nick missed each other, but I feel like the show delivered. Speaking of missing you.
Oh, well, I was going to say, well, if you're the guy, so then what does that make me?
What do you mean?
You just you said in that whole breakdown of, so I am the guy. You were just talking about the show. I was just trying to make a joke.
I don't know. I was trying to say that. I was like, what did I say?
I've got
Nick has switched channels at 9:57 and it was on.
Oh, fair enough. Well, even that's so weird, though. He's just the bitter fucking ex-girlfriend now of like, well, fine, then I'm going to just fucking start it when you're not even going to be here. I'm going to fucking make dinner before you even get fucking home. So you
I don't even
fucking
care.
Deal with it.
I don't
like,
even care.
You bitter, fickle bitch.
Right? Like, what are we doing?
Like I said, let's run through the 7 stages of grief right now. Shock and denial, pain and guilt,
that happened,
anger and bargaining, depression,
that
upward
happened,
turn, reconstruction and working through an acceptance.
I don't know about that.
And let's see if we can figure out where Tony Khan falls on here.
He's definitely
on that scale.
He hasn't made it to reconstruction.
Oh no, he hasn't even made it the upward turn. I think he's around anger and bargaining and depression.
Anger and bargaining.
Yeah, 100% of it's been a year. I can read the quote.
He's pissed off. He's pissed off. And now he's trying to
marks 1 year since Mayo Clinic saved my mom's life during her ordeal. Many AW talent came to me alleging WWE tampering, inducing them to break their contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget these phone calls at her side in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
It's when business became personal to me.
You know what, Nick? Tony's got to be careful. If Tony doesn't have solid proof of those claims publicly, he there puts himself in some hot water legally.
It's fucking Twitter.
Running at the hip. What?
I was going to say it's Twitter, though.
But it is still, you can't, as like, if the big, giant, multi-billion
you're going to say solid claims in AW in the same sentence and expect that either of those hold water ever?
But what I'm saying is in the realm of the WWE can be, I don't know if petty's the right word, but can flex and prove points. Tony's got to be careful what he does claim publicly. And I'm not saying he went too far with this one at all, but if he says something that rubs the WWE the wrong way and they push back on, well, now you have to prove that, he could get himself in some hot water.
But is it weird to mention, like, it's been a year since my mom got healthy and everything,
bargaining,
and then you turn around and pair it with the WWE trolls, because the follow-up tweet is not that I should be surprised, but the same WWE avatar accounts that spam me every day, no matter what I say or what it's about, those are the same accounts you were going at recently. Well, you don't even follow me anyways, so I wasn't talking to you.
Okay,
but anyways, I digress.
Yeah. Now here's the question. Tony, great message, but wait, you were at your sick mother's bedside and you were taking wrestling phone calls? Maybe
let's not act like that's out there. Like we were
absolutely. Fuck you. You put it out there, bro.
But that's the thing. This is the boy who cried wolf and just got mad when the wolf showed up at his door.
He goes, no, that's his bargaining with the audience, bargaining with the people. Feel sorry for me. Have sympathy on me. Now he's just trying to distract everybody. It's sleight of hand. Look over here. I didn't lose the ratings battle. Forget about that. They're mean to me and my mom. Like, that's what he's doing.
it's getting awkward at this point. And I know that's a common theme with Tony Khan, but just awkward. Where was I? No matter what I say or what it's about, now turning their wrath to mom recovering from a near-death experience. Well, you and I guess taking out Jungle Boy have both had near-death experiences because you feared for your life then, right?
Right.
So,
but again, he opened the Pandora's box.
Pandora's box is blown to fucking smithereens.
For him to tweet out, oh, well, now people are talking about my sick mom. You brought it up. And people are going to say shit like I said.
Right, but you're an asshole because you pointed out that he brought it up.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the thing is you have a loyalist group that now we saw on Tuesday what the true core audience of AEW is. It's not even the 800,000 that they've been carrying. The true core audience is 600,000. And that's what shook a lot of people. Of no, it's not even what you thought it was. Is all they had to do was advertise. Right. They had to put a little bit of effort over here.
And on a random side note, Nick, Coke and Diet Coke and Hager and Danny are all arguing.
Oh, I forgot that was still going on.
Yeah, Coke's mad about the hip thrusting and the air humping. Now, JAS is
spraying him with a fucking, just spraying him and just beating him with a newspaper. Down boy, stop.
Right. And again, a Jericho Society angle without Jericho is even worse.
I don't know. Renee out here wearing the same sweater as fucking Steve from Blue's Clues here, I feel.
Speaking of,
man.
Jeff Jarrett and crew coming to the ring, guys, as Jay Lethal gets in a match.
I've at least got still them talking backstage. I don't want to see Jeff Jarrett. Remember how he's supposed to have this backstage job and position and everything, right?
Yeah. Remember he lost a match and said he would stop showing up on the show?
I've said it multiple times tonight. AEW is Tony Khan, he's playing universe mode with creator wrestlers.
Yeah.
He just does. This would be a really cool match. What's the story going into it? Who gives a shit?
Yeah, right.
He does really great pro wrestling. He does shows you want to tune into because you want to watch that match and that match. Do you want to tune in the next week because of the fucking stories? Fuck no.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I think when you build it on just the pop and circumstance, you run into the issue of when you're not hot shot booking or hot shot like bringing in talent, people don't tune in. That's why I have an announcement became a thing, because you needed a hook to pull the people in, but you can't do that all the time. And you saw it. Punk comes back.
As this kid can only work so much.
Yeah, like we get these spikes at times, but the spikes got less and less. Yeah, I mean, it really is. You need more depth to the show, and I do think there's elements. I think the Roddy Strong, Adam Cole vignette package thing that aired twice would have turned a lot of adult fans off watching it. If you're 25 plus and you're watching that, you may be thinking, this is really fucking silly.
Not even just that, even just technical error. And I say that as we're live enough as it is and everything, so shit's gonna happen.
Shit happens.
But we're also not backed by a fucking billionaire.
We're not. Yeah.
Of that, those issues are gonna be like, well, what the fuck am I? This is clearly, patchwork shit here. What am I fucking doing? But even then, there's not a story that keeps you going back to. There's not any. The only story right now in AEW is MJF, Adam Cole, and whatever floats in their fucking hemisphere. And even that has come under a great contention of fire.
Absolutely. Easy Bake shouting out to Black Machismo. John.
Yeah, dig it.
I'm going to agree with John LaRue tonight. 8.5 out of 10 on SmackDown for me. I really enjoyed SmackDown tonight. It moved.
I'm going to agree that 100%. If you support us, you need to be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe, hit that super chat right now. If you want to do your best black machismo with the dig it.
9.9. How did we miss? Oh no, Trish, that's cute as shit. See money.
I don't think it was that close there.
Again, it's hard. It's so hard to give out perfects, but really fucking good show. Even the Brawling Brutes match was entertaining. No matter
you're starting to really see what we've all, I guess, thought or imagined would have been the unabated Triple H booking of it has a pace, it has a purpose, everything moves, everything. There's a reason behind everything. There's no Vince calling, last minute or sending a last minute email of tear it up. Let's fucking put over fucking Eva Marie, even though she's not signed here. Any shit like that. Now you're seeing someone who knows what the fuck they're doing versus someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
It's going to keep getting worse. And I think the more Tony says, the more Triple H and company are going to ignore him. I saw Road Dogg made comments about the tweet as well. Basically saying, like, he's just throwing stones. Let him. You want to throw stones?
All they have to do is just admit that they're number two and just maybe run some smaller tours, run some smaller venues and everything.
Yeah, and again, if you don't want to, you don't have to out loud say, yeah, they're way better than it. No, we're just saying.
You don't have to publicly do it. Just start moving that way.
Well, just stop shouting out the opposite. Stop saying the opposite. And stop feeding us facts that, as fans, we can see it's not true. Now, I get some out there have drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah, the best run of pay-per-views we've ever had. I don't know if that's true. I can't say that as an AEW fan.
Well, I was just gonna say, like I said, if I saw people that like, oh God bless the demo god there because of the 3 minutes that he was involved in the match, and that's the only segment that outdid NXT in the demo. We're still their fans have gotten to the point where we're not talking about ratings even, and that's still a niche enough thing. We're talking about demographics, and they're celebrating a 3-minute victory and giving Chris Jericho credit. Like, that's how indoctrinated these people are.
What was on NXT at that time?
At that time, it was the pub match between Gallus and the Brutes. Okay.
So people
in the 8:30 to 8:45 slot, last 3 minutes of Chris Jericho versus Hobbs, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Kingdom Video, Orange Cassidy versus Ray Phoenix went against Bate, Butch, Holland versus Gallus in the Pub Rules match with also the Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria video segment. That was the only time that AEW went over and honestly even kind of sniffed NXT in ratings or in demo. And again, the reason we're talking about this is because they asked for this fight. And now when the shit fucking is on the back foot, now what are we talking about? Why is everyone paying attention to this now? Well, you were the assholes that drew it to our attention. You muted yourself.
I hit the cough button. Yeah, I think you might relate to this as being a little brother, but as an older brother, that's what this feels
I am like. The oldest brother.
Oh, you are the oldest like me.
I am the oldest. I just may not be the tallest.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so then you get my plight. I grew up the oldest brother as well. Yeah. And it's like, your kid brother walks in the room, smacks you in the back of the head. You clip him with a good one, and next thing you're in shit. Like, You're like, well, wait, he picked Wyatt.
Oh,
What the fuck?
shout out to my brother Joey.
Yeah.
Me and him have been at it like KO and Sami Zayn. I at one point got in trouble because a skateboard was involved. I've been in trouble because my defense was, well, you got his head stuck. Well, right, but I was the one who got him unstuck too, so I should be in trouble. Meanwhile, like I said, I have my brother Matthew, who he is the youngest out of all of us, and I am big little boy fan because he's like 6'6" and I'm like 6'2", so I'm still big Nick.
We're in the conversation.
But I'm big little bro.
Okay.
Even within my own family, I'm like the fucking Undertaker dealing with like Kane and everything.
Would you all feed the children? Yeah.
Bro, how most people had, like the water pitcher and everything that went around. We had the gallon of milk and everything. Like that.
You're right.
We were fucking farm bred motherfuckers. We had that Brock Lesnar shit.
You're right. But yeah, that's what Tony feels like here. He's like the kid brother who fucks with you. And then because you're the bigger, stronger brother, in some cases.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well, bigger part, I suppose. I don't know.
Stronger. At least let me get stronger.
Right? You can have that. I'm not.
You can have that. That ain't what I'm at.
But you know what I mean, right? Like because you're the older brother, you know better. And
but no, he's not even that. He's like the fucking. He's the. I don't think this is very sanitary. He's the fucking kid from Little Giants that's wrapped up in the bubble wrap with the fucking snot bubble and everything. Like he's one of those though. Like he's the one that talks the most shit, and the second you fucking just like, I'm sick of you.
What's that?
Like
Ralphie.
Right. He instantly just. I said it earlier. He is Veruca fucking Salt of this. He doesn't know to handle not getting his fucking way.
What do you mean I can't have a giraffe at 3 a.m?
Right. I can't drive a giraffe in a fucking sports car under the overpass there, says Zach Galifianakis.
That would be the ultimate. Like, you know how Hangman did like the pre-show, like the entrance promo where he's riding the horse down the street and it looked like Nitro? That's what Tony needs on a giraffe. Riding a giraffe and all the buildings blowing up.
But that's the thing and again, I've joked and I said it's hilarious. You said it's Eric Bischoff as just the pomp and circumstance and everything, but it's such. I've been saying it's WCW.
Yeah.
But this is Eric Bischoff in the waning days. Eric Bischoff, love him or hate him, and trust me, I've hated him more than I've loved him. But he had some wins. He put some dubs up on the column. He was out there getting buckets. Like he did his work before. He could validate talking shit. Tony, what do you got? So you signed Danielson and you signed Copeland. Did they offer them contracts before you signed them? No? Okay. That's really what it like. Tony, what do you have to really be pot shot here?
But what I want to see,
do you have?
Like my big hope, Nick, with the Adam Copeland signing is that Adam's able to come in there and lean on a bit of influence. I think the way Punk did. And I found it interesting. A lot of people pointed out how, when Punk signed and they did the press conference and it was all smiles and we're going to save the wrestling world. And I love you.
A lot of like Adam Copeland.
It was very similar, except Adam Copeland seems to be a little more easy to get along with. So we will see. But I hope he has an influence because there is a lot of talent that exists amongst AEW that could do more.
AEW, well, Tony Khan, I'll say this, is the cause or is the problem and solution to all of AEW's problems. 100%. If this man actually wanted to have a PR team, which by the way, how the fuck do they not have a PR team that is like just Tony, just give me your phone, just stop, just whatever you're doing, just stop. Just now we're just sending out, make sure you tune into this, make sure you tune into that. We're not calling anyone bald assholes, none of that, nothing. We're done here.
That kid app, like everything your kid does on their phone, you can see it and you can approve it and Nope, no downloading that.
He needs a child block.
Right.
Shaj is gonna have that child block. But no, I was just gonna say, but they need even an actual creative team. They need somebody. Tony needs to put a buffer, more buffers between him and talent, and I don't think that that's gonna happen. Like, that's the scary part. Like, he's every bit of talent should not have a fucking straight to the source, like a tap line to the owner of your company.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it makes it really hard to write cohesive television when you're constantly sitting down. And again, I know I pick
when you can't tell people no, how the fuck are you gonna sit there and really?
I mean, well, we talked about it with the Young Bucks and FTR. We talked about it with Jericho, main eventing a lot and getting preferential booking and nonsensical booking just to fit the mold. To me, that's what's hindering this company more than anything else. If you took those individuals out of the equation and let some of the real talent really run, the company would be mild. You'd still have Punk. Your company would be doing better money. He's still their number one merch mover.
Right. Well, and then you hear to where he's responding to the stuff that Tony's put out recently. He's like, I'm glad I'm not working there anymore.
I was surprised there was no response to that, but that's all hearsay. We're getting a package, by the way, of Santana and Ortiz, the rivalry that's built between them. Are they paying this off on Rampage? No.
I hope not.
Oh, I mean, look. Emmy's here.
Well, by the way, Tony, if you need help, our socials are running through and everything. We've offered multiple times.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know.
My TV froze, so a few people froze. That's cool. Are you gonna bark all day Are you gonna bark all day, little dog, or are you gonna bite?
Now I'm just thinking of DMX.
JD from New York don't like. You want to expand?
Don't worry, we don't like either. It is reciprocal.
You can expand on that thought, but that's
you can figure it out however you'd like to.
Yeah. I'm sure he's had a field day this week. I don't know.
Oh no, he's taking a pause because he at least did even the sensible thing, unlike his fucking overlord, his fucking Sith.
Wait, he took a
overlord emperor. Yeah, he took a pause for the cause there. Because, right. Well, when you have to keep climbing that fucking mountain of a bar stool to fucking sit there and apologize for some bullshit and everything like that, it gets tiresome when you have to do it like constantly.
Wow.
Like, I'm sorry that they did this wrong. This is really bad. This kind of sucks too. I'm sorry that I said NXT was gonna fucking smash AEW, and then AEW couldn't even did 300 less, 200 less than when Adam Copeland debuted.
Right. Well, no, and you're right. Like, I mean, to me, more concerning than listen, I expected WWE to win. And again, even without the names, I thought they were going to have a good battle. Like, if it was just the number, they would have beat them if it was the week before.
Yeah, they did. They did.
But you know what I mean? Like 600,000.
No one talks about that.
Yeah. And the week before, like 600,000 ain't shit. That's a bigger problem. Like, I mean, people talked about, I can't believe the WWE didn't hit 1 million. I'm really surprised they didn't hit 1 million. However, you weren't even in the fucking conversation.
That's a bigger question, honestly, as we've got Emmy. Why am I blanking on everybody's name right now?
Sakura and Sky Blue.
There we go. Thank you, sir. Well, I was getting caught up because they're starting to tease of Sky Blue's turned darker ever since she's been misted by Julia Hart, because Julia Hart's taking a sabbatical because she got married.
Yes.
But everybody's talking more about the fact that NXT didn't crack 1 million versus the fact that AEW didn't even crack 700, 800. Like, you did 200 less than you did the week before, and we're just going to let that slide? Like, that's more a bad on NXT than a bad on you? What?
Well, you figure if NXT... I mean, I get it. It's hard. And I mean, it's going to be really interesting when
you just summed up Tony Khan's whole defense. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. I'm trying, man. I changed the the ways I do my columns and rows in my booking book.
Right. I've tried moving it from a Wednesday to a Tuesday. I even had them advertise it at a 4 p.m., but they just keep telling me that, no matter what I do, I'm still great.
Right. AEW could have counted Tuesday as a win, not normal time slot. Playoffs and NHL and 40-year-old company. AEW could have just accepted they did well and not poke the WWE 100%. I mean,
now could it? Sorry, I was just gonna say. Now, could they have done that if Tony didn't fucking pop off?
Yeah, because I think you got to remember, it's always harder to attack the castle than it is to defend the castle. So NXT was on defense. So they sprinkled in a little bit of big names. So they got over the top. But the argument, Tony was on the offensive and it didn't go well. If Tony would have been just quiet and was just happy that they put on a really good show, because it was a good show. It tapered off in the second hour. That was our opinion. It was an okay show. I thought it was pretty good. Second hour drooped. But just be happy that you put on a good show and move on. Do a better show next week.
Well, to an extent, though, the tiger at the bottom of the hill is always more, hungrier than the tiger at the top of the hill. But at the same time, Tony just won't shut the fuck up. Let's call a spade a spade. Just stop. Enough.
It's like, we've all been there. We've seen those moments of like, no, just accept it for what it is. Like, I don't need all your excuses. We all witnessed the game that played out. Like, you got popped. You can tell me all the reasons why you got popped, but it doesn't matter. You got popped.
He's the friend that got knocked the fuck out and just pops up and like, did you see? He snuck me. How many people just whooped my ass? Was there like 4 or 5 of them? No, one. Oh, shit.
Right? To JD, I have no idea, man. Bash, I couldn't tell you. I don't tune into it. It's too vile. It's too ridiculous. And again, it's just a waste of time because it's just one vision. And
we represent the lollipop guild, the lollipop guild, the lollipop guild.
It's just a
where was the demo god? Don't worry, Keyshawn. He claims that 3 minutes, the 3 minutes that he was on screen in the time in the 15 minutes,
8 other people.
There was still a whole nother 12 minutes that going into this, but this man's claiming 3 minutes, and he's like, well, see, that's why they fucking tune in, because I am the demo god.
Yeah.
Like, no, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Made
2, 3 count of sky blue.
Oh, you just got that
blue over purple. Yes, I just got there.
That's funny as shit. I didn't even announce it, but so that's good.
Well, she's starting to get a little bit of the gothic-y, eye
that's
makeup.
That's crazy. Larry, by the way, not you.
Oh, fair enough.
Me and my brother just learned to hug it out. Well, it happens.
But how many times did you fight it out before you hugged it out? Let's keep it a buck. Sometimes you got to run them hands before you can shake hands.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I know you and I both had multiple siblings, so it's you turn into like the 1920s. Like 20th century boxer of take on all comers of like, everybody can get these hands.
Well, I mean, a house of 4 brothers, man. There was some intense times, man.
Oh yeah.
Some days just did not go well being in the same quarters.
Y'all play sports on the same team?
Not often. A couple times. There was one year that my kid brother Matt took home MVP for the baseball team, and I took home the pitcher award for it, but that was one of the only times we ever played together.
Not a snowball's chance in hell would I guessed you to be a fucking pitcher.
Why not? I'm all fucking
because you look like fucking Mark McGuire.
I like hitting.
Because you look like you're just I am just first baseman and just I hit dingers.
Pitch or
100%.
Pitch or first base for sure. But I was a lefty growing up, so and I didn't
know I was doing a fucking show with Shohei Ohtani over there.
I wanted to be Randy Johnson, man. I wanted to explode a bird.
You wanted to explode a bird?
I did. There isn't anything interesting on Rampage tonight. Well, being that
we're on Rampage, so
we're on a Rampage.
Very interesting.
I'm the baby of the family. You know what? I was too much older. Like, I never really smacked around the little one because he was just too young. Like, the gap was enough that it was like, eh. But everyone.
I watched my two younger siblings. They were closer in age, so I was like,
yeah,
you can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
Yeah, me and my brother are really like 2 years apart, but we were a little oil and water growing up, so we had some issues, and then I mean, it's fun, man. But that's what I feel like. I mean, reading all these tweets and stuff, it just gives me that like little brother vibe of like, wait, you picked the fight with me, and now I'm in shit because what the fuck?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, so you wanted to pop off, and now because I'm whooping your ass, you're like, mom, mom.
It happens, but you know what's funny? I thought about this earlier today. If they still had CM Punk, would Tuesday have been a better rating?
No,
they couldn't have got past 600 with Punk.
Well, you're expecting that they think about it. They have Adam Copeland, and they're starting to show that they can't book that right. You have MJF, and you can't book that right. You had CM Punk, and you couldn't book that right. Like, this is not even at this point. That's why I can't even be mad at MJF saying how talented their roster is. He's not fully wrong. You can have the most talented roster if you can't put the right fucking lineup. You've seen it, especially now we're getting into the hockey season and everything. You can have a stacked fucking roster, but if you can't fucking differentiate between the lines and who's going to pair well with who, then you're fucked.
Right. Nick, sounds good in theory, except the fact that Khan's an OCD control freak accusations. But
what did I say?
I don't know.
I was like, I think I just agreed with you right there.
I'm liking Santana and Ortiz back and forth. I like it as well. I'm just sad that it's buried on Rampage.
Played by Carlos Santana.
JD was super mad. He was calling people stupid fans and blaming stupid fans for ruining it for AEW. It was quite the meltdown. Listen, it's the same thing they say when, well, that crowd was dead tonight or that city was dead tonight. It's not their fault.
Here's what it is, though, for Tony Khan and for JD. They just call that a Tuesday. We call that a meltdown and acting immature and everything. They just call that a Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. It's like I said, and I hope it is. It's a reality check. It is. I think you said it actually initially. You took the words out of my mind there with it's a come to Jesus moment. And I'm not super religious, but it's a come to Jesus moment of you really need to reevaluate right now. Like, you fired your best shot and fucking failed. Like, swung and just turned around and managed to hit yourself in the dick with that. Like, maybe readjust and recalibrate.
A random side question, just because it came up on the screen, and I will remind everyone out there, we're still watching Rampage. Why did they announce?
I forgot it's still going on.
Yeah, why did they announce the mystical?
Oh, Dynamite does in Battle Royal, by the way.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah.
No, I just saw it.
Will this be the first time that MJF doesn't win it?
No. As we got Mystico versus Rocky Romero next week. But yeah, no, MJF's winning.
Roddy Strong should win it.
Fuck, that's not a bad case, though.
No, right? Roll up to the ring.
Sorry, where were you going? I circumvented. Good question.
What the fuck was I just asking? I can't even remember.
We were talking about I was giving shit about how with JD calling it stupid fans and much like
listen, I'm tired of people blaming the fans. And yes, there's crazy fans out there on both sides of the fence that say some stupid outlandish shit and like to ignore their favorite company's flaws and point out the other company's flaws and get butthurt when they do the same shit. And it's a little tit for tat. Fine. Those are the outliers. But really, I mean, again, we talk about tribalism, and then you got guys like Tony doing what he did this week. You got a guy like JD who continually beats the one drum. These tribalistic fans. Yeah, but you say the same.
Is that because he can't hand coordination?
I don't know, but he's screaming at imaginary people in his fucking in his.
Now, does he always do it like this? Does he have to do like the Sabu? He's got to always be looking up at people.
The Adam Cole of podcasting.
We're just gonna shave you and make you a manager.
But like, fuck. I mean, at the end of the day, call it for what it is. If you're gonna chew up WWE, then chew up AEW with the same fucking scale, with the same level of measure. And you don't. You let him off the hook all the time. His co-host drives me nuts because when it's a bad match or something fucked up happens, generally the answer is, it was okay. That's as close as a lot of them can get to actually delivering fucking negativity.
But that's the thing is we've been on both sides of the fence here because we actually do call a spade and everything.
We try.
Well, as much as we can, is because if you say anything negative towards AEW, that's why I was like, okay, so we're going to start off with the ratings thing, and we're going to instantly be called WWE boss and shills and everything. And it's the same thing if we like how even on Tuesday, we were fans of the first hour of Dynamite more than we were of NXT, and then all of a sudden we're AEW shills and we're just back in this.
That's actually valid.
100%. That's the thing. It's literally you have. Everybody feels like they need to be on a side of the island of impartiality, I guess, because I can't say relevancy.
Fair enough.
I couldn't think of a better word off the top of my
I'll
head.
take it.
But no, where we're not loyalists to either side. Like, think about it.
No.
We just decided. I brought it up to you. Hey, we haven't done an MLW show, I don't think, on the stream. And it's going same time as Collision, and it looks like a stacked card. Like, let's get back to watching multiple shows and everything. Like, we cover live wrestling more than we've been here covering GCW, XPW, NWA, everything. That's why we've been sitting there arguing earlier about, these mystery TV deals. What in the name of fuck is that?
All I did was raise my eyebrows, and you knew. That's funny as shit.
I just saw a running.
Exactly. I was like, he's talking away, and I'm just like,
yeah, that's when you're on the vitamins. It's like, did I see that? Did everyone else see that?
Over here,
Sky Booty
would made me laugh.
What?
But by the way, we're in the main event, which is the Gates of Agony about to do a job to the BCC.
Well, it's more is it the YMCA because we've got Wheeler Yuta and Claudio?
What?
Yuta, Claudio, YC.
Wow. See, okay.
Yeah. Do I need to explain every joke now?
No, just at least that one. Sky Bluey came back. I'm guessing Chad Khan never showed TK how to be a man.
No, it'd be Shad Khan, because if there is a Chad Khan, it is Tony Khan. If there is a Chad Khan, it is Tony Khan.
We're dealing with Chad Khan right now.
Right, 100%. Chad Khan owns AEW. Shad Khan owns the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Vance, how long is the tour? Is it like a 5-year tour?
A 3-hour tour. 3 hours.
Forever. Yeah, right. He's doing 3 He's doing 3 dates between Wednesday and Wednesday.
I'm surprised you didn't get the Gilligan reference.
No, went over my head. Didn't catch it.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I realized as I said that if it clicked.
I wasn't anticipating a Gilligan reference here tonight. I've come accustomed to the the wikis.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Notice how we've talked about fuck and all when it comes to Rampage.
Yep.
Just saying.
There's a con named Chad. It's his evil twin. Samoa Joe versus Will Mack for Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship.
No, wait, hold on. Sorry, because you said Chad Khan and then Tony Khan. Like, oh, it's his evil twin. I just thought of the fucking, since we are in the spoopy season, October, especially Friday the 13th. I thought of the Treehouse of Horror. So we had the Bart Simpson, and you had the twin, and he was actually the nice one, and it constantly acted like Bart was supposed to be the nice one. I think that's what we've got here. We've got Chad Khan that's been stuck in the attic all the time eating fish heads, and we've got Tony Khan out here just tweeting away.
Right. Fucking hell. My rating for SmackDown was 8 out of 10. Nice. I'm kind of in that ballpark. I like it. I want to see Roman Reigns versus John Cena.
What?
What?
Well, Eric, I think he's a new name here, so I can't fully lie, but you lied.
It's on YouTube. So are we. Are you excited for Samoa Joe versus Willie Mack, KJ, and Nick? Yeah, me and two beefy boys. Big win for Joe.
Big beefy boys slapping meat. Pause.
Right? I like Joe. I'm a big fan of Willie.
But
fuck. Dude,
you made that way worse than
I ever could.
No, it goes to the point of, like I said earlier, AEW is great for watching in-ring pro wrestling. It's like when we were here every weekend and watching Wrestle Evolve or a GCW show or anything like that. It's really great for watching in-ring matches.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to wrestling TV, of like, oh, so I should make sure I tune in to next week because I want to see how this plays out. And I'm super invested in this and everything. And character work. Fucking missed the boat on that. No, it's AEW is great for in-ring matches. Like even on Collision this Saturday, we're getting Christian Cage versus Bryan Danielson for the TNT Championship. Yep. Fantastic match. Doesn't have a ton of build to it.
No, it doesn't. And a lot of people were surprised it's Danielson and not somebody else. But I mean, again, I think this comment here ties in nicely to what you're saying of, you know, I hate how Kenny's booked. And you and I have talked about it. We want New Japan Kenny. We don't want this. Please. We don't want this hidden Omega in trios all the time.
No, not at all. Well, and I know we talked about it on Tuesday, and I don't know if we've mentioned it too much tonight. I think you might have mentioned it, of how you have your EVPs, you have who are supposed to be the best bout machine and the best pro wrestling tag team in history, and neither one of them are featured on what's supposed to be you going head to head to NXT Mania.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, it surprises me. And I know our buddy Luna said, well, then you would just want the young, people would complain that you weren't booking the young talent. But I thought they were like the young hip talent. What happened? Their
name is the Young Bucks.
Are they the old guys? What happened?
The old Bucks?
And then again, okay, but then we still had Jericho and
one match. Yeah, you can't say, well, they didn't book young talent and then have mentioned Chris Jericho.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's funny, but at the end of the day, I mean, dude, you think you would rely on your best talent. And I feel like when Tony perceives Moxley, Jericho, and the EVPs and maybe Paige as like the top talent, it holds that ceiling. Like the people can't get over that. When FTR got over that, they got pulled back down. Their booking dried up. They didn't get used, and then people got disinterested. We've seen others try and come up the ranks. They get pushed back down. It hurts the company. As a fan, it bothers me. And that's what I wish. Actually, tying this back, and I know I'm rambling a bit here, but when people bring up JD, if JD loves AEW the way JD says he loves AEW, he should be saying that type of shit when he goes live, because we know Tony listens to social media. You got a big audience. If we're more honest about the product, not saying we hate the product because we don't, but we see room for improvement and growth, and we see the numbers not supporting it, be honest, it helps.
But that's the problem 100%. And I'll just say this, as Yuta just hit a suplex on Khan, but to hell with JD's audience, because I'll say ours will be more vocal, goddammit. But no, it's 100% of Tony needs to actually hear actual truth and feedback. But again, he's a millionaire who should be a billionaire, but he's surrounded himself with nothing but glad-handed yes men.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could figure out who would be the idiotic daughter and the doofus son-in-law, I could keep going with the promo.
Well, could it be Nick?
The idiotic Bucks and the doofus Omega.
Fair enough.
I feel like that's where we would go here, but that's what it is. He's an echo chamber, and he doesn't. I don't. If he just decided I'm going to go with the audience that I know I can get. If I'm going to go, I'm going to downsize. I'm going to fucking admit I need to fucking dial it. I'm not hotboxing with God here. Of I can go and I can bounce and I can do town to town, and I can go and I can be in this little town or that little town, and I can do a 2,000 to 3,000 seat arena, and it's going to be huge because guess what? You get to see this and this and this, and oh my God. And just go that route versus you coming out the gate thinking you're going to compete with fucking Goliath. It's not going to work well for you.
No, I mean, by the way, we're still rolling in the main event here. Do we go for a swing? AEW event in Grand Rapids with RVD, about 3,300 attendance. Battle in the Creek 3 independent show, also with RVD last week, 1,300 in attendance. That is a big issue for AEW. You're not wrong, Gary.
That's incredible because if that is accurate, I didn't know that because that's the only thing about it. That's a 2,000 attendance difference. Well, it's even like when we again. Tony and the Bucks and the gang asked for this of the rating of calling the numbers all the time. I'm just thinking now.
What the fuck? Nana just distracted Claudio and of course. I thought Yuta was about to take the pin.
No, I've got Claudio dropping. Now I've got the discretion. But anyways.
Look. I said that.
TK not smart enough to do that. Nick Brody winning that Diamond Ring match. Don't you put that evil on me.
I think it's funny as shit. Cage should get a push also. He's a monster. Use him like one. He needs to wrestle a little more like one.
I would push W. Morrissey, Big Bill, over I would push Brian Cage.
Valid. I mean, I
think he could still. I think he's got more of a bit on the mic and everything, and I think he's got more of a look. How many people look like Brian Cage and aren't on the juice? You know some fucking big dude at a pizza shop that looks like fucking Big Cass.
Oh, this is hilarious. Oh my God. See, this is where I kind of chuckle at the booking, right?
I've got a 2 count right now from Yuta.
But like Claudio leaves ringside, goes down the tunnel, chasing Nana. It's 2-on-1 against these two giant men. Claudio makes it back to the ring in time for the save and the assist.
I got there, so
you're about to.
Yes, I literally am about to get there. Just
so
what
finisher?
Well,
the Superman, that Yuta.
But again, this is an all right match. If I want to watch, if I wanted to flip through like something I could probably watch on like an old Ring of Honor showing or anything like that.
Yeah.
This would be great to watch of like, I just want to watch some wrestling before I fall asleep or something. That's what that is. This has no fucking bearing, no excitement, no nothing beyond, well, this would be interesting to watch before I fall asleep.
Yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, dude, if this is where you're at, like you have the talent you have, you're developing guys like a Yuta, Darby, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. To just be okay with being there. You know, you're just a baby. You're just.
That's the problem. That lies the problem.
Right?
No one can admit they're second place.
It's not even about being second place. It's just we're not there yet. We are aiming for there. That's our moon landing. We're just not there.
Right, but we are the elite, Tony. We don't take, we're not there yet. We just ask, why aren't we there yet?
Why aren't we? No, we've been here the whole time, is what it's getting.
Yeah, very much.
What do you mean we've been here for a hot minute?
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
There you go. YMCA is Yuta, Moxley, Claudio, American Dragon. How pretty is that?
Yes, I backslid into it.
Nice TLD, pulling it home.
Tag team back again.
Right. You can have that, Daniel. I don't even want that. Remix.
A big dog, I'll give you half credit because you still managed to like use like the quotes and everything. Just you managed to fumble it at the fucking goal line. You're Leon Lett of like you cross the finish line and then just fumble it backwards.
Wait, when was Willie? Willie's been kind of hanging around Ring of Honor for quite a bit.
He's not signed. He just kind of keeps hanging out there.
He's just hanging around. I think Six Man Kenny is because he's working injured right now. His back is still left up. I mean, C Money. That's what I assume too. Do they hide him in tag matches? But he was off for how long? 8 months.
I was gonna say, how injured is this man? This man is like he's out here like Mike Tyson of my back is broken.
Right.
What part of your back? It's spinal.
Right.
My back is broken. Like, Jesus Christ, Kenny, you already had almost a year off, and now you're like, do you need to take 2 years off? Like,
right.
Just say you don't want to wrestle that much anymore. You can have that. We'll accept it. Yeah. We'll go with you if you're just really good the few times you wrestle. Mm-hmm. We don't need you to wrestle every week. What?
Yeah, the money mark is paying.
You keep like throwing the thumb out like you're hitchhiking.
No, I was just saying, like the money mark over here is paying me very well to do very little.
Well, that's it. Well, you just like I said, you're just out here like all you were missing was like the
you my dog, Daniel. You're my boy, Blue. Part of me thinks he came back early and then was supposed to, so he just wouldn't have more injury time tacked on. Fair enough, I guess, but
WWE does that. AEW doesn't tack on anytime.
I can't say that for certain.
I would bet more often than
not. Yeah, I would agree more often than not, probably. Yeah.
When's the last time you could visibly remember AEW tacking on time because of an injury deal? I think you'd be hard pressed to find a time that you could doing it with WWE.
Yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head. No, you're not wrong there.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. The Elite should change their names to Glad-handers.
Bunch of glad-handed yes men.
Right. And again, if they got in the ring and did something compelling or had an angle that was somewhat compelling, or it looked like they worked out once in a while, I mean, something that made me go, these guys are cool.
We say as a wrestling fan base that the Young Bucks have peaked. And not only like they just peaked like recently, like they've been peaked, and we're just trying to act like
but it feels like
we're out here like Regina George of stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen.
I mean, it feels like they peaked like a virgin on prom night and all in the pants. Like I don't realize like when was their big AEW peak? When was their big like that? I feel like right, they made their peak before they fucking got into.
They went all in before they went all out, and now they got stuck with.
Yeah, they were all out before they were all in, bro. Fucking hell, sleeping on her chest before he even got going. Fucking hell. If TK gets HH to help him, I will officially stop looking at AEW.
Holly Holm? You said HH. Hunter Hurst, Noah Helmsley, Holly Holm.
I don't want the Helmsley.
You're missing an H.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
You can have.
I wouldn't put it past him, Larry. He's just stupid enough to think it would be a good move. BCC wins. Rampage finished. Anybody want to give me a rating on Rampage, or are we just gonna knock it down to like?
I give it a tweet out of 10.
I give it a meh out of 4 tweets.
I give it under a mil out of 10.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
I've been here for years. I've been here for weeks.
Yeah, right. TLT has the right vitamins. Yeah, those focus. Fumble nothing. LOL. I put my own little spin on that. Who said fumble? Did you?
I don't know, but I don't know what you're put. I don't want to know what you're putting a spin on.
Right. The money mark. There you go. Young Bucks peaked years ago. All in the pants.
I'll at least go, Happy Gilmore, or like the video that you sent me of Snappy Gilmore, which, by the way, if you haven't, go and look that up of Snappy Gilmore.
Go look up Snappy Gilmore.
I ain't gonna pull it up. You can pull it up.
I'm telling the people to go watch it. I mean,
100%, absolutely. That man's fucking the Mark McGuire of fucking golf. Sammy Sosa.
Yeah. No, I just said the name caught my attention. That's why I clicked on it. Like,
no, you're fine. I'm glad you did that because I entirely forgot where I was going.
Right?
Outside of Snappy Gilmore.
Rampage was booty.
Oh, that's what it was.
Wait.
It's all in the hips. It's all.
That's how you got there. I see what you did.
Yeah.
I give AEW 10 boot earns out of 10 shake my heads. That's too many.
Is that a perfect 10 or is that a even score of like a nil score?
Mm-hmm. I'll give it 0 out. Boston gives it 0 to 10. No Ellsworth. I'm going to give it 0 to 10. No Marco stunt.
Should I give it a 0 out of 10 then of no Dylan Dennis? Because I'm so fascinated with all of this.
So random.
Because it is. But yeah. Logan Paul's attached to the WWE. God damn it.
What's all around goes around.
Yeah, we're right. Well, he just got fucking Mike checked in the face there. For real.
Real. Is it true that his brother's going to step in, or was that just an internet?
No, that was just so
2 out of 10. I'll give it a 4.
Side note tangent. So in like actual your legitimate boxing and everything, there's a time
that exists still
to check in to do your the weigh-in and everything. And Logan missed that and then proceeded to extremely miss it and everything. So Dylan just instantly started going to the fight's off. Like, we're not going to keep, there was no drug testing going to this. And now you're not going to make the weight cut time and everything. Like, you miss weight. Like in any other fight, this would have been you missed weight. Meanwhile, on the same fucking card, I believe you have KSI and Tommy Fury in a cage, like they're fucking bumblebees that they can't fucking interact. Like, this is such a fucking spectacle.
It really has.
I almost feel like we need to watch this because this might be more pro wrestling than AEW. I feel.
Yeah, no, I mean, shit, dude. It's insane. It's just such a circus. Literally chucking water balls at each other. Like,
can he just smack the man with a microphone?
Right?
Yeah, no. Dylan was trying to sit there and say like, no, he didn't make weight. Like, the fight's off, or I'm fighting somebody else. Like, all of that. Yeah, it's just. But that's the thing, as Logan said for the longest time, of you're going to try and dip out on the fight before it happens, and now. This is kind of what's happening. So,
dun, dun, dun. Oh, where is it?
I don't know, but that still seemed way more interesting to talk about than Tony Khan's fucking tweets here of just delusional shit.
Madness. But I was just trying to find this. I want this to stop, and then this. But you are going to get your wish tonight, Sergio.
I was going to say, Sergio, the party don't stop till I walk in.
Well, we walk in out for this one, but the party never stops around here, and we will be back, and we will not stop ever. We call it the way we see it, and if you can't handle it, maybe you knocked on the wrong door, But if you want to sit down and stay a while, I'm sure we'll make you a fan forever. The thing about AEW, I used to think the Memphis territory, the ISWA was cheesy. AEW takes the cake. Touche.
Tabernacle.
Denny's. Why did I say it like I was French? It seems like
that French Canada. There's no Canada like French Canada. It's the best Canada in the land.
It's because I read the last part of that in a French accent in my head.
I'm just wondering who you were going at of saying, you know, if you don't like it, you can have that. Earlier.
Oh,
I mean, you were. Anyways, move along.
I'm a rocket man. Sergio doesn't have curfew. There you go. 4 out of 10. All right, folks. Last call. We're going to bed. We're going to say goodnight. And thank you all for being here tonight for SmackDown and Rampage. SmackDown was great. And if this is where WWE is heading, loading up with stars, bringing in old stars, bringing up new stars, it's exciting. It feels fresh. And the pace of tonight can't be ignored. Tonight had a pace to it. Rampage is the footnote that, you know, it's a footnote. But beyond that, Nick, fun one tonight. Glad to be back at it.
Absolutely back at it like a jackrabbit, 100%. And we're still.
I just wanted to remind everybody tomorrow, Collision, 8 p.m. We're also watching MLW Slaughterhouse, a packed night, a packed card, and we'll be back at it. We'll click all the links below. Follow us so you know what we're up to, and click that little bell, folks. There you go. I got it all in.
Yes, what he said. What I was literally about to say before he said what that. Yes. So 100%. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you better put that for life with it. All right.
Peace. See you on the flip side, folks. Come back tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.